Good morning, Middle Georgia and everyone else around the world through the World Wide Web. This is the Morning Roast for September 4th, Wednesday, September 4th, 2013. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is?
Hump
Woo-woo! Yes, it is Hump Day. All the camels are happy today, yes.
Yeah.
But be careful, they spit. So.
Everybody's happy. We're at the top of the heap. Now it's all downhill from here.
Yes. It's 70 degrees outside of Macon, Georgia. 70 degrees and sunny, believe it or not, with a high of 91 and a low of 70.
Yeah.
So,
91. It was hot yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
you
very.
and I went driving, I couldn't breathe.
Oh, yeah.
It was just too hot.
Well, yeah, that and plus, since my car doesn't have any air conditioning. Yeah.
Good morning, Ed.
Good
Don't
morning,
forget
Ed.
Ed.
Einbeiner, the Grandmaster E, making karaoke in the place to be.
And yours truly, right here, Herb Martinez, and of course, Derek Barrett.
Yes.
Hanging out this morning.
Yes, indeed.
We got, speaking of downhill, did you hear about, and we're going to go right into this. I
Breaking
figure
news.
he's dead, so who cares?
Yeah.
Ariel Castro finally put an end to his 1,000 years of imprisonment.
Yes.
What did he do?
Basically, according to this, he said that he basically hanged himself from his prison cell.
Yeah.
According to
Yeah,
this.
you talk about.
How your dick hanging?
Ew.
That's hanging.
Oh God. Anyway, Ariel Castro, who was sentenced to life plus 1,000 years for kidnapping and raping 3 women, as well as murder, was found hanging in his prison cell Tuesday night. That was
Last
yesterday.
night.
So while we were doing our show, that son of a bitch was still alive. Think
Yeah.
about that. Right after our show went off the air, he hung himself.
Had his curtain call.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
So
Authorities found Castro, 52, hanging in a cell at the Correction Center in Orient, Ohio, around 9:20. The State's Department of Corrections said prison medical staff tried to revive him. Yeah, I really question that.
Come on, please don't die. Please don't die. You know. Yeah.
Exactly. I doubt.
Please don't die. Come on. Wake up. Wake up.
Wait a minute. I want to make sure that news is right.
Jeez.
Believe me, I doubt very much that son of a bitch was being helped by anybody. First of all, the question is, if he's in a locked cell, how the hell did he get whatever instrument he got to hang himself?
Probably gave it to him.
You think they probably did give it?
You can sit here for a fucking million years. You can use this.
I mean,
Good
shoot.
choice.
Bernard Madoff, he got 120 years. He's messing up people's money. This guy got 1,000. I mean, shoot. Dr. Leakey had to dig you.
Yeah, he's almost like that king.
sheesh.
We're gonna bring him up.
King Tut.
King Richard III, whatever. Anyway, Castro's brother-in-law, Juana Galicia, told CNN that the family was notified. I like the way.
Yeah.
The hell was that? Anyway, the family was notified by the warden at 1 a.m. The family is angry. Yeah, you should be angry about him not spending 1,000 years. Alicia said, and it was learned of that from a media report. Another family member, Maria Castro Montes, said she cried when she heard the news. I cried for several reasons. My thoughts were with the girls. I was talking about the victims, said Castro. Castro's cousin, rather. I immediately thought of them and what's going through their minds. Maybe this was for the best. I don't think they were ever going to find peace with him alive. Castro was not part of a general population. He was housed in protective custody, which means he was in a cell by himself, and rounds are required every 30 minutes at staggered intervals. Joe Ellen Smith of the Corrections Department told CNN. Throughout the review of this incident, a thorough review rather, of this incident is underway. Then it goes on. They confirmed all this other bullshit about the baby. There's still a baby left.
His
Yeah, his baby that he
Child.
impregnated one of the victims.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? Amanda Berry.
Yeah,
Amanda Berry.
the short
The-
one.
Well, no, the really short one is Michelle Knight.
Oh, okay.
The really short one, the one that was talking in the court, that's Michelle Knight.
Mm-hmm.
It's Amanda Berry's the one who got out. She kind of the one that was in the Nelly concert,
Oh, I see.
necking with that kid. Yeah. During his sentencing, Castro played the victim, saying he was addicted to porn and masturbation. In his often disjointed statement, he referred to himself as very emotional and a happy person inside. Castro appeared to blame the victims and accused them of lying about their treatment. He went on to say that none of the women was a virgin when he abducted them, that they wanted sex and there was harmony in a happy household. There you have it. 1,000 years cut short and made into what? How many weeks? Not even. It's all he got.
Yeah, he was only in jail for about a month. I just can't take it no more. Yeah, you gave 3 women a hell for over a decade.
10 years. And this son of a bitch couldn't even make it a couple of months.
Yeah, a couple of months. Like, gee.
We see what the guys are saying. Only 1,000 years and back out on the streets again. Thanks, Obama.
Dang, dude.
Well.
That's cold-blooded, man. Gonna blame Obama for their casual
Yes,
suicide.
photo guy.
Damn.
Rooting for us as good riddance.
Do you think? I'm trying to
They
figure out.
kicked
Do
him
you
a couple
think?
of times. I'm sure they did.
Do you
What?
think? Do you think the victims feel shortchanged because he only hung himself after a month and a couple of weeks or something after his?
I mean, what do you think? I mean, he's dead now,
Yeah.
and a lot of people wanted the death penalty. I don't know if they did, but I don't know if. I hate to sound like this, but I don't know if what he did, other than murdering the baby,
Mm-hmm.
would have constitute capital punishment.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
What do you
mean,
guys think?
well, in certain places in the Middle
Yeah, I'm
East,
sure he did twitch for a while.
See how it plays out. People are still talking about her, and she is right. People are talking.
Oh, yeah. Well, as I was saying, I think some places in the Middle East, you can't get the death penalty for rape. They will kill you. So-
Well, yeah, they cut off your penis or something,
and your throat,
and your throat.
among other body parts.
Yeah, I wonder what the staggered intervals were about. You know, they said every 30 minutes in staggered intervals, so it's not every 30 minutes.
Staggered
If
intervals.
it's staggered, it means it's not every 30 minutes, no? Ah, who the hell knows? All I know is he must have gotten help. This happened too quick. What did he have in his cell that would have provided him a way to hang himself?
Well, I do know that they don't give you. They give you like some type of slippers for shoes for footwear in prisons because they know you're going to hang yourself with the shoestrings. The shoestrings, if you get like both of them long enough, you get the shoestrings and then hang yourself with it. I mean, it may be nasty, but it's somewhat effective. And I know they don't give you belts for those, prison clothing
Yeah.
because they know you automatically hang yourself on somebody else that you don't like in prison. That's why they sag. That's why
Yeah.
they sag a lot in prisons and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yet they get ugly plastic shoes in prison. You're right, Yalbat Abraham. Abraham.
Yeah.
How do you say that name? Yalbat.
Yalabat
must be one of my
Abraham.
Middle Eastern good friends right here.
Maybe.
Welcome to the show, by the way.
Yeah. So he must have got a piece of his own clothing, like his shirt or pants for him to hang himself.
All right,
That's the
I'll
only
call you
possible way.
Yalbat.
That's got to be the only path.
Abraham.
I mean, either he hung himself by his own pant legs or something like that, his pants or something, Or like what Ed said, somebody like maybe some SEAL must have
Something in there.
just gave him some in it.
Or maybe what Rudy says. Yeah, they went checked in. Did you hung yourself yet? Who the hell knows? Well, good riddance. I mean, good sleep, whatever. Ariel Castro.
Maybe they do
At least she didn't die of what that king died of. But by the way, I'm going to throw this left field here.
Mm-hmm.
Archaeologists have undertaken careful analysis of Richard III's remains since excavating them from a parking lot in the English camp. Now, you can imagine, this guy was buried less time than Ariel Castro would have spent in prison.
Yeah.
Pretty credible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a few hundred years. Anyway, guess what they found? They found roundworms.
Roundworms?
Yeah. That he had. They discovered several roundworm eggs in the soil around the pelvis, suggesting that the parasite lived in the king's intestines. Roundworms infect humans when they ingest food or water contaminated with fecal matter containing their eggs.
Who are you talking about?
King Richard III.
Okay, that's
So-
old school. Okay.
So basically,
Yeah,
it's
well,
some really bad food.
I figured we're talking Ariel Castro, 1,000 years in prison. I figured here's a guy that didn't have to hang himself. He just got
I'm
ringworm.
sorry, I was watching the porn on my computer.
He would just Richard III just basically ate some bad food. That was
Yeah, some food with shit in it,
Yeah.
basically. You know. And it could have been that he himself took a dump and then decided to eat. He was eating go kind of thing. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
In those days, they didn't have what they have today. Accessible water, doctors, exactly.
Medicine.
Yeah, antibiotic stuff.
Oh
you know.
yeah.
They didn't have any of that. To find out, he and his colleagues examined the soil around the pelvis. They also looked at soil samples from his skull to determine whether he had a non-intestinal parasitic infection. Shit, that's hard to say. As well as areas surrounding his grave to rule out contamination of the soil from the dumping of human waste. Researchers passed the soil through a series of mesh sieves to remove excess clumps of dirt and studied the samples under a powerful microscope. There you have it. King Richard III probably suffered
Did he die?
from roundworm infection.
Is he dead? Is he dead?
I'm quite sure.
Yeah, I know. They're trying to regain.
He hanged himself. Are you dick hanging?
Yeah, they're trying to regain his reputation. Who the hell? Who? Richard III did kill his nephews. Yes, that's true. In order for him to gain power, so he was a ruthless Quasimodo son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I already had a humpback. Speaking of hump day, good way to bring up. It's a good way to bring this subject up.
I say, sir. Sir Irving. What day is this? What day is
It's
this?
time for you to go take a shit. Because you got a lot of worms inside of you. Yeah. Anyway, why is it important that we know Richard had roundworms and a federal grant money paid for this freaking anemics? Asmics. What the hell is that word there, Bite?
Academics?
Academics. Freaking academics.
Whatever. Go. Use spell check. You got spell check on this shit. Use your spell check. Anyway, so,
He's just spelling it the way they would have spelt it over there. They mess the language up, them British.
Yeah.
They don't spell shit right. Like they spell college C-O-L-O-U-R. We spell C-O-L-O-R.
Without the U, yeah.
They call cigarettes fags.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that...
Irv, can I have a fag?
Yeah. It sounds like once again, England is trying to clean up some ruthless son of a bitch's reputation.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen.
Not
Not gonna happen. They're gonna give him they want to give him an honorary funeral, like they did Princess Diana and all that. Would you believe that?
What, Castro funeral?
No, King Richard
Yeah.
the Third.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're slowly working their way up to that point where they want to give him a state funeral and all that other crap
I don't know.
that they like to put on.
I mean, maybe call me crazy, but aren't they like about a 500, 700,000 years too late?
Well.
I'm just saying.
I guess it's never too late.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, speaking of rapists in prison, unlike Castro, this person's particularly still alive. This here is a wing dang doodle for this hour right here.
Okay, here we go.
Says a rapist discovered that his victim had HIV.
Wow. Talk about slapping your face or
Yes.
slap on your balls.
Yes. Richard Thomas.
Another Richard.
Yes, a jailed rapist has collapsed when police informed about his victim's medical status and is now waiting to hear if he has contracted HIV from his victim. Thomas knew the woman and was aware that she had other illnesses, but did not know that she had HIV.
Yeah.
He was shocked when he told and was asked to be taken to the hospital. Liverpool Crown Court heard. This story is from the UK. This is from Sky.com. He had let himself into her home in Lee, Greater Manchester, England. So this is Manchester. And uninvited in the middle of the night, and she awoke to find him raping her. She froze and no words were exchanged. He pulled up his shorts and left, said Prosecutor Harry Pepper. Then he added, the prosecutor also added that he was arrested and interviewed and said he had been drinking heavily, taking cocaine and ecstasy, and could not recall the incident. And Thomas's barrister, Virginia Hayden, said he could not recall the attack, but said of his victim, she would not lie. She tells the truth. If she says, I have done it, I have done it. So,
Whatever.
I guess.
Manny, we already covered.
Good morning, hi Joe. What?
Manny was talking about Ariel Castro,
Mm-hmm.
how he hung himself.
Yeah,
people watching him. Yeah, they probably threw a shoelace in.
Probably.
Threw him a shoelace, or some of that, rope licorice. Here, have some rope licorice. Would have been good use.
That would have to be a long freaking piece of licorice.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was more like you said, it could have been a shoelace. I'm just saying, if a guy is under close watch and he is confined to one cell 23 hours a day or
Yes.
more, who knows?
They might have hung him. And
How
they
did
looked
they?
like in there.
How did he get a chance to hang himself?
That is a good question.
So I don't know. I think the prison had something to do with it.
Yeah, no. We were saying they probably threw him a shoelace or something in the cell. Said, here,
'Cause
play with this for a while.
Yeah, other than that, he would have to hang himself by his scrubs clothing. Those
How
own
you dick
scrubs.
hanging?
Yeah.
By a dick.
Good Time Radio says, I heard he hung himself because he was forced to watch Rocco for 4 straight hours.
Good Lord.
Dang.
Speaking of Rocco, I
Do we
got
really
something
need to
show.
give Rocco any more props than he's got?
Man.
He's obviously so self-absorbed.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was just saying, to go back to this story right here, Richard Thomas, no, not the one who played John Boy from the Waltons.
Nightmare, Alan.
Yeah, Richard Thomas, that John Boy, he's like in his 60s, believe it or not. This guy's 27. Says Judge Mark Brown said he's jailed Thomas for 5 years and 4 months. He said he committed this dreadful offense while she was asleep, having taken a sleeping pill and then left her distressed and anxious. He was ordered to sign the sex offenders register for life. Thomas is of Sandringham Drive, Lee, Manchester, England, pleaded guilty to raping the woman on July 20th this year. She said that he would not find out the result of his HIV test until this upcoming Friday, later this week, and has the word of the outcome hanging over him. See, hanging, going back to that.
Well,
How you dick hanging?
So basically, Well, no matter how long his jail sentence is, he's gonna have HIV pretty much for life.
Yeah. Now he's gonna be
He'll
hooked
have
up.
two
At
terms,
least
two
you
prison
don't have
terms.
to worry about dropping the soap,
Yeah,
right?
if you think about it that way, yeah.
Speaking of disgraceful behavior, did you hear about this North Carolina church?
Mm-hmm.
Once again, you know, North Carolina, didn't they start the Civil War?
No, that was South Carolina.
No.
South Carolina.
One of those
with their
Carolina.
Fort Sumter.
They, I mean, I like those two states. Of course, I wouldn't live there, but I like those two states. But North Carolina's always got some shit going on. It reminds me a lot of like Texas and like those states, you know.
Mississippi, Alabama.
Yeah, like all those wacky states always making up all these laws and trying to hold back people. And here we go. Here's a North Carolina church wanted only white people as greeters. So here you go. It puts to reality that old saying that the most segregated time
In America is 11
in America is 11 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Most segregated time.
Sounds like a
People
story.
pile
I
into
had.
these churches, praising God, but making sure there's no black people around, or there's no of your kind around you. You all want to pray in the same language.
But it seems like, but this seems to have a little twist to it. Maybe.
Well, Freedom Church. Would you believe that this is the name of this church? Freedom House Church did not seem all that free this weekend. Makita Pennycook, the church's executive pastor in operation, sent an email to church volunteers asking that only white people greet worshipers at the church services. The email said the leaders anticipated an increased number of visitors in the coming weeks, and that since first impressions matter, the church wants the best of the best on the front doors. Would you believe this? An outraged church member received the email and sent it to the local news station. The controversy is complicated because Pennycook is a black woman, while senior pastors Troy and Penny Maxwell are white. Nonetheless, the church's request was hard to misinterpret. We are continuing to work to bring our racial demographic pendulum back to midline, Pennycook wrote. We would rather have less greeters on the front door if it means that a few that we have will represent us the best. The Freedom House, a diverse church in North Charlotte, has already apologized for the incident. The email was sent by one of our longtime pastors in an attempt to emphasize that our greeting team reflect the racial diversity of our entire congregation. The church spokesperson wrote in a statement. However, she admitted that it's a mistake to overemphasize any specific group and sent an apology email within 24 hours of the original going out. Freedom House has 4 services every weekend. 5 values drive its mission. 5 values drive its mission, according to the church. We are equipping church, a racially healthy church, and of course they have scriptures to back that up. An excellent church, whatever that is, and a leadership church, and a generous church. Whatever.
Hey, I got somebody.
What about inclusive?
Somebody just sent me something to show you guys.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Watch your
We
screen.
got something on there? Great. Bring it on, Ed.
Dog watching TV.
What is it, Ed?
Where'd it go? Hate when that happens.
Jazz! The abstract truth!
Oh shit! All right. I'll be back.
I know why we're giving Rocco so much attention.
That wasn't it.
Whatever. Who cares?
Still a better show than Rock a Good Time Radio said. Oh man.
All right, so going back to the point.
I swear, this is just some backward thinking. I mean,
Anyway.
there's a preacher, a black preacher, telling me we need more white people. So basically, you're just treating your church like a Walmart. So man, hey, welcome to something Freedom Church. They're like, come on now, that's just it.
Well.
That's ignorant right there.
Yeah, and, if anything, the incident serves as a reminder of other biblical passages. Apostle Paul's teaching of the Christian gospel breaks down all barriers between humans. There is no longer Jew or Greek. There is no longer slave or free. There is no longer male or female. He wrote in the New Testament book of Galatians, all of you are one in Christ Jesus. So, I don't know what this woman is trying to do, but she's certainly inflaming a racial barrier, which is anti-Christ, which is anti-Christian. Once again, not everybody that goes around calling themselves Christians are, in fact, disciples, which is what Jesus called them. Anybody could be a Christian, but not anybody can be a disciple.
And anybody can be a preacher, I guess.
I guess.
I just want.
Yeah, that's another issue, having a woman preach. There's other scriptures.
The words of
pertaining to
Vernon
that as
Martinez
well.
are his and his alone. Does not reflect. Had to put that little disclaimer just in
Who
case.
the hell knows? Well,
But it's not even the
screw
part
it. I'm
about
not going
that.
to that church.
Well, of course not. But the thing is, I mean, I know she's trying to do, trying to make it more diverse though. But like I said, you're trying to make your church into like a Walmart or something. Like, hey, everybody come in, but just have only white people as the greeters.
Well,
That is kind of ignorant. I mean, you're just basically just saying that your own people are not good enough to be greeters, and what does that say about you? Just saying.
I don't know. Well, it's silly, and I hope they get a good backlash out of it. Let God deal with them ever so severely, whatever. Who cares? I ain't going to that stupid church. So I really don't care. They only have 5 scriptures that they live by anyway. Should live by all of them. If you live by all of them, this shit wouldn't happen. This stupidity and this narrow-mindedness would have never occurred. The fish rots from the head down. And when you got a leader that's thinking like that, I don't want to be a part of it. I am not going to be privy to being part of a group that the only thing that they're heading to is, to hell or whatever. Who cares? I don't want them. I don't want them around me. I hate people like that. All the time thinking how to block people's rights. Now it's almost like not allowing them the right to want to serve. Mm-hmm. It says that's another scripture. To him who encourages, let him encourage. To him who serves, let him serve.
Yeah.
Don't go around putting barriers, you stupid woman.
Rudy and
Not a preacher.
Rudy and Manny, thank you for the schooling. I know Vorpal says, do you think for a minute white man will be welcome in the Nation of Islam? It says Rudy for us to serve word, but how many white people actually want to be in the Nation of Islam?
Exactly. Well, that's
and
another.
Then Malcolm said he found out firsthand going to Mecca that Islam has all colors in that religion. So yeah,
that's when they shot him.
Well, yeah, because he's one of the very few people from the Nation of Islam that actually went to Mecca, went to the Hajj. That's one of the requirements of Islam. So he's actually considered a true Muslim in the Middle East, to the people who started Islam. The rest of the Nation of Islam, because he actually went to Mecca. Now I don't know if anyone else went to Mecca. I mean, I don't know if Elijah Muhammad went to Mecca because, they said if you're
maybe that's what these people think. Once you come to our church, you're really in a church.
Yeah.
Now then you become a real Christian.
Yeah.
It's bullcrap. Then take a trip to Mecca and you become a real Muslim. That's how you do it.
Well, that's one of the. They said if you're healthy enough, you're supposed to take the Hajj or the pilgrimage to Mecca and circle around the big.
Yeah, and if you
top
can't
odds.
make it, you burn in hell. Well, I mean, what? Whatever.
But come on. You still have
Yeah,
talking about 72 versions, but still.
You learn by going. Okay, Manny, I get it. I learned to look at this big black box that's sitting in the middle of what used to be Solomon's Temple. Like a big, gigantic black box. Is that Mecca?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not Jerusalem. Whatever. I'm all confused.
Yes. Speaking
Yeah,
of
I was
speaking
watching,
of confusion.
Yeah.
There's some more local news. There's more problems with district voting in Bibb County.
Oh, here we go.
Yes. 2 days after voting district problems promoted commission candidate Elaine Lucas to ask that voting be stopped, voters in another area found themselves listed in the wrong district. This time it happened to James Turner and his wife who lived in District 6 on Dixon Road in West Bibb County. Last week it involved voting in Districts 2 and 3 in East Bibb. On Tuesday, Turner said he detected the problem 2 weeks ago when he learned that election officials had him living in District 7. Turner said he pointed out to the officials who checked into the situation and later told him that the problem had been corrected. But when the Turners went to vote Tuesday morning, their ballots contained the District 7 candidates. Turner said he again discussed the problem with election officials who changed the couple's ballots to District 6, enabling them to vote in the proper area. Election Supervisor Janetta Watson said election officials worked through the weekend to correct problems, but they were still making corrections Tuesday, the morning when the Turners voted. Said that Lucas the latest glitch shows that the election should be put on hold. She said an independent third party should review the districts and certify that they are correct. Watson said the state put all the correct streets in the correct districts when we asked them to do that. That should have been done by this morning. He may have come in while they were still making the changes, but they have been done, or at least they should have been.
I got another story for the election too.
Oh, did?
Video one place, so.
Okay, so you got the
Letting you
video?
know, so.
Okay.
You have it now, or
Yeah, I got
Oh,
should this
it now.
relate to
It has
this?
do with the election.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Watson said that part of the problem stemmed from the county maps that were provided by the elections office. All the streets weren't listed on the maps, and that contributed to the problem. So they don't even have the correct. Oh boy.
See, I saw the district maps. First of all, she's like half right because it did take some time for anybody to realize what district you were in. Even when I was calling for me to start the run, the election office couldn't even tell me what district I lived in, even though I told them my address and everything. I said, well, it hasn't been determined. And finally, it was found out that it was District 2. Somebody had told me it was District 1. And so, but that's been the problem from the beginning with consolidation. As good as an idea as it is, it still had a lot of holes in it. Nobody really knew the details of what was going to entail. And they still don't. They still don't know how it's all going to be running in the end. They don't. But, you know, the vote was in. We have consolidation. Just move on with it. Get it right. And let's move forward.
Yeah. Do you think there's some people among the election officials that's probably doing this on purpose?
Of course.
To distort us so we won't have a consolidation, or people who are against the consolidation, do you think?
No, I think they're trying to help certain people get the votes.
Yeah.
I mean, you get up to the machine, all right, and most of the people don't even know who they're running in their district.
Mm-hmm.
So they look, and you could look whoever you are. I mean, I only had one person to vote for. That was it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So they could do anything they want with that shit. Now they say they fixed it. The only thing that could bring this to a head is if you have a race that is very, very close.
Yeah.
Within like 10 or 15 votes or 20 votes, then they say they will take action on it. Other than that, they're not going to do shit about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, going back to you guys, this Black Jesus nonsense and the blue eye guy or whatever, I never said I believe that. First of all, don't assume anything or make stupid comments when you don't even ask me the question. No. that blue-eyed, blonde hair, effeminate-looking Jesus that everybody seems to go and bow down to is an anglicized Jesus that was brought upon the Europeans. And in fact, Jesus was of Middle Eastern descent with woolly hair. Everybody knows that. He wasn't black, but he was Middle
Per
Eastern.
se.
Yeah, he was Middle Eastern. So that's neither here or there. Anybody that knows about the history of Jesus in the Bible knows that he wasn't a blonde-haired, blue-eyed, effeminate, long-haired guy. Everybody knows that.
No, that's just Michelangelo's cousins.
Exactly.
posing.
That was brought on by the Europeans, that whole concept. Because they were not going to bring somebody that looked like the so-called, tribal people that were, mostly in that part of the world. And so everybody knew that. And, so Jesus wasn't, he had hair wool or woolly type hair. Yeah. Well, which tends to be that hard.
Closer to my hair.
Yeah.
How do you get to talk about Jesus anyways? We're talking about elections.
Oh, no. Well,
Well, you heard about Al Tillman?
oh, yes.
They got a
Well, they
Superior
get-
court.
Got it.
We got a court date for Friday, Superior Court.
Oh,
Henry
man.
All
Gibson's
right, can we
challenge.
finish this conversation here? I'm still in the middle of saying this, and we're jumping around.
Well, we were
right?
actually on elections, and then you jumped into that.
Well,
So we're going back to
I
it.
brought it up for a reason. They're putting on that we think that Jesus had blue hair and blonde eyes when that's not a fact.
Blonde hair and blue eyes.
Blonde hair and blue eyes, whatever. And that Poland believes in it. Well, go figure. I got a million Polish jokes I want to tell you. Who cares? All right, let's go back. Al Tillman, what's happening with him? We're talking about the election. We
Yeah,
already know
some
they're
stuff
trying to
going on.
stop it. We already know that they're going to be coming this week to bring up more problems. And so where's the story, Ed? You got the video?
He has the video for it.
All right, well, let's bring it up then. I guess Ed's hosting the show today.
Okay. He should be having it soon. I hope so. Anyway, aside, of course, we know we have still early voting. Those who listen to us are Middle Georgia viewers and Macon, Georgia viewers. That we still have early voting at least until September 13th. There's supposed to be Saturday early voting this upcoming Saturday, September 7th. And the election day is September 17th. So it's going to be less than 2 weeks away from today. For
All
those
right.
who are going to wait till election day.
Well, the election's going to go through. I don't think anybody's going to stop it. But there is a problem, or another one, coming up. And that's the Macon City Council member Henry Gibson said the Bibb County Board of Elections did not make a fair decision about Al Tillman's candidacy. If those of you that know Al Tillman, he was here defending his right to run. Gibson filed an appeal with the Bibb County Superior Court last week. The board voted last month to allow Tillman to run for the commissioner's seat. Gibson says Tillman rented an apartment in that district and still lives in his home across the street in District 8, which puts him out one district. The board was incompetent, if you ask me, says Gibson. I felt the feeling that everyone in the room was affiliated with Al Tillman, and I wanted to be fair and partial hearing because I feel I have some valid points that I wanted to bring out. The appeal is scheduled for this Friday with Judge Stephen Boswell. There you have it, more bullshit. Al Tillman deserves another interview. He didn't have a fair chance. Well, I don't think the interviews are going to make or break out. He's got a lot of friends behind him. I'm hoping that he does win just to prove a point, if nothing else. That we're allowed to have free elections. They're trying to hold it back.
Yeah.
It was a technical failure. Yeah, I remember that. Well, there you have it, folks. Local news. We're having trouble with the elections.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah. By the way, Macon also approved some plans for the abandoned homes that we have. For decades, Macon Council members have tried to think of a new way to get rid of abandoned housing in the city. Tuesday night, the council voted to allow neighborhood groups and other organizations to pitch in. The Economic Community Development Department will try to partner with outside groups who are willing to help demolish the empty homes. Councilmember Lauren Benedict says she will help speed up the city's plans to knock out blight. City also passed an ordinance that would allow volunteers to clean up debris and weeds building on a vacant lot. I know every one of us on the council had calls from people in the community saying, I'll come mow that lawn. I'll come take away that trash. I'll clean up my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't do that right now because it's not legal for them to do so. So the legislation we passed today is simply just another tool in the toolbox that allows us to clean up this blight, says Benedict. Volunteers must go to the Economic Community Development and a sign waiver before cleaning up the property. In other words, if you get, messed up doing this work, they're not going to pay shit. You volunteer on your own.
It's messed up.
There you go.
Definitely messed up.
More volunteers to clean up what should have been cleaned up by the city a long time ago.
Yes, most definitely that's true.
All right. What else? What else is in the news, Derek?
Oh yeah, we definitely have some stuff going on. We have one story about ex-Forsyth County council members plead guilty to bribery.
Yeah, I heard that. The Forsyth is the next county over, is it?
About a couple of counties over. When you get to like exit 187, 188.
Yeah.
Federal prosecutors say 2 Forsyth city council members have pleaded guilty to accepting bribes. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Macon said yesterday, that James Edward Calloway and Desi Sertine Hansford each pleaded guilty to accepting bribes in connection with the performance of their official duties. Prosecutors say the pair served on the council committee that oversees utilities for the city. Prosecutors say that Calloway solicited a $20,000 bribe and a water and waste treatment company to guarantee a contract with the city. The company notified the FBI. As part of the investigation, a representative of the company gave the two men $10,000, which they split equally. Calloway was arrested while receiving a second $10,000 payment a week later. Calloway operated with investigators and gave $5,000 to Hansford, who was then arrested. There you have it. Just caught with the
couple of
cans in
people
the cookie jar. Yeah.
Stealing money.
Yeah. Well,
That-
bribed for it. Just to make it a
Same
quick
shit.
deal.
Yeah. Stealing, bribing. All these crooked politicians. All right, we got another one.
Mm-hmm.
We got District 5 candidate Bivens says that the new government needs cooperation. And cooperation is the key. Now, let me just remind you, Bivens is a friend of all these people that are trying to stop it. So,
Really?
him speaking out on this is going against the Lucases and all these people, the Gibson. When the new Macon Bibb County government takes office, Burt Bivens believes a lot of issues will pop up, including cooperation is going to be key to tackling them. I developed the ability to work with people. Oh, really? To get along and build consensus. And I think I'm going to be critical in this new government. Seth Bivens currently. Bivens is a Bibb County Commissioner. He wants to continue that service and represent the residents of District 5. In January, he says that I want you to get to know him and that he's all about, and what he's all about. Well, we should have known you better. I mean, you've been in government for how long?
Several years?
Several years, and he is a commissioner.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he's coming out with this bullshit seems to me a little bit disingenuous. Say, oh, you know, you got to get to know me. Well, where the hell have you been for the last 8 years?
Good question.
Under the radar.
Good question.
Covert commissioner. I think when people, you talk to people, people will say some positive thing. I think there are a lot of people out there who've gotten to know me, Seth Bivens. Some of the biggest issues Bivens believes the new government will face are balancing the budget and merging the city and county workers, especially since the pay scales are different.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to find a way to reconcile those differences. We have to make decisions, and the tough things is going to be doing what's fair. Seth Bivens is a current member of the Bibb County Board of Commissioners. Bivens serves as chair of the Ordinances and Resolution Committee and a member of the Properties Committee. He's also the guy who is supporting that shelter, that Oak Hill shelter.
Okay. The animal shelter you're talking? Okay. Wow.
Bye, Rocco.
Yeah, that's
Don't
enough
come back.
already. And don't let him come back.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. You told me to.
Yeah, do you have that?
He's got 1,000 other
You got that
shows he
video?
can go to.
What?
Do you have
Sick
the
and
video?
tired of his shit.
What?
The other political stuff.
About Al?
Yeah. Just wanted to let the viewers
No, I
know.
wanted to show this to show you what a big windbag this Henry Gibson is.
Oh. Okay.
He's just crying because he wants Mr. Timley to have nobody run against him.
Thank
The
you,
board was incompetent, if you ask me.
firefighter.
I felt the feeling that everybody in the room was affiliated with Al Tillman, and I wanted a fair, impartial hearing because I feel I have some valid points that I wanted to bring out.
Well, that's his little speech that he gave.
Oh, okay.
We'll find out Friday.
Mm-hmm. Guess we'll
That
definitely
guy's
find out.
one ugly son of a bitch, boy.
Well, they don't hire police captains and councilmen on their looks.
Well, I read where when he ran for city council, he actually camped at Lake Tobesaki so he could be within that area to be able to run. I can't confirm it, but I read it from 3 different sources. So if you want to talk about fucking corruption, it's at its finest to make it.
Possibly.
Good morning, Miss Bean.
I
Yeah.
never realized that, Rudy, but yeah, that's great deduction. Great deduction.
Well, he's got an Al Sharpton hairdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or, actually, Al Sharpton stole it from who? James Brown.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
James Brown was there. If they did it, I'd be governor.
Good morning, Bean.
All right, so there you have it. Mr. Gibson trying to cause some trouble. He's the guy that didn't want to run because his friend Timley was running. He didn't want to run against him.
How's
but
he
then
able
he
to
doesn't
run?
want anybody to run.
Okay. So how is he able to run himself? But he's in a totally different district himself?
No, he's not running. He's in Timley's district.
He's not running against him because he's helping him win.
Oh.
He's
He
not
doesn't
running
want
against
Al
Timley.
in because he knows Al's going to whoop his ass in
Okay.
the election.
So Henry was going to do just that one term, make it city council?
No, he was on the Macon City Council like 3 or 4 terms. But remember, the Macon City Council is not going to exist anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So all those people who lost their jobs are going to have to run for commissioner now. And since Timley and this bozo live in the same area, he decided I'm going to advocate my candidacy, and I'm going to vote for Tim Lee. I want my friend. I don't want to run against him. The problem with that is that he doesn't want anybody to run against Tim Lee. And for Tim Lee to walk into that office unopposed with no other candidate, and it's not a fair fight. Now, what he's pissed off about was the fact that when they decided to open up the new requalification, he says that was an unfair move because he had already made a decision not to run. So, don't run. You had another opportunity if you really wanted to jump in that race, and you decided not to. You decided to pat your friend on the back and say, we're going to get you in, and then you're going to make sure that whatever I want, you're going to get done. In other words, there's some kind of bullshit tactic going on here. And then you have Elaine Lucas on that end saying, oh, this government shouldn't exist at all. And these are the very same people who fought against consolidation from the get-go. From the get-go.
Boy, I tell you, seafood platter vibes are rising.
And so all I'm saying is, why all of a sudden are they so into this race when they really didn't even want it to happen? I mean, that's sheer hypocrisy right in front of our noses. And nobody's saying shit about it, except for me, of course. I'm on Facebook mentioning it. How come the very people who didn't want this government are now so hard up about getting it? Or getting in power in it? It's all power-hungry shit, folks. This isn't about the community. It's about what influence can they still have in their dying ideas. The ideas that are long past overdue. We're making this moving at a snail's pace for over 30 years. Has lost multiple opportunities to become a vibrant city. And now all these bozos all are jumping through hoops to try to get in government. Even though they all opposed it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't get it.
Tell you the truth, man.
You get it, Bean?
Yeah, she gets it. She gets it. Matter of fact, I stand corrected. It's not. This is upgraded from a seafood platter. It's not a seafood platter. It's a seafood buffet. All you can eat seafood buffet for $4.99. It's just really fishy. Really fishy.
Yeah, bitches be bitches. That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
I have gotten it for a long time, Irv. I know. I know. And all these people, they're all going around now wanting to be part of this consolidated government because they're so happy they're going to be able to play with all this money, and they're going to treat it like a big game of Monopoly. Like, okay, let's buy this place, and let's buy this, let's mortgage out this place, let's do this, let's do that. With all this money, $300 million is what they're looking at.
Oh, jeez.
For a budget. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. A lot. A whole lot. I didn't think we would I didn't think we were a big enough city to even have that, you know?
Yeah, making that the city council, Rudy, but it's going to be dissolved. It's now going to be 9 county commissioners and a mayor. So you're going to go from 15 council members and how many board members? I mean, commission members.
I want to say 7 or 9.
Yeah, 7 or 9 commissioners. And now that's all going to be just 9 commissioners and 1 mayor.
Oh, 10? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. We have a shitty council. Thank you, Dean.
Yes.
All right. Well, this local news is making me sick.
I do have one more.
One more local news.
Yes.
Guy raping somebody.
Well, not yet, but heaven forbid. Hopefully he won't. He's an inmate escapee from Wheeler County Jail. Wheeler County Sheriff Maurice Johnson Jr. wants to notify the public of escaped inmate from the Wheeler County Jail on approximately 5:45 p.m. Last night, Tuesday night.
Yeah.
His name was not available as of Tuesday night. Basically, his name didn't call up during lights out during the head check from last night. He was last seen on foot wearing a white T-shirt, black shorts, and black Nike tennis shoes. Sheriff Johnson advises citizens to consider him dangerous. Charges against the inmate are possession of methamphetamine and tracking methamphetamine. So anyone with any information is to call Telfair/Wheeler 911 or Wheeler County Sheriff's Office at 912-568-7170. That's 912-568-7107.
Mercer inmate escape. By the way, Wheeler inmate escape. Mercer students were found after being lost in the swamps. I wonder what happened there. 4 Mercer University students were rescued from the swamps alongside the Okmulgee River on Monday night when they got lost while tubing downriver. The students, 2 men and 2 women, entered the river at the boat ramp on Riverwalk around 3:30 p.m. to float down the river. After traveling for several miles, the students went ashore and began to walk. When they got lost, they used their cell phones to call for help. Macon police officers were dispatched to a boat ramp at the Riverwalk and met Macon Big Fire rescue workers. There's all this money spent on these stupid kids because they want to go out and screw around in a place they don't know anything about. The officers called the boaters on their phone and worked with the Macon Big Fire Rescue and Department of National Rescue to locate them. The 911 operators assisted the search using the student's cell phone GPS capability. Officers from Precinct 2 were sent, which is my precinct, by the way, to assist, and the Georgia State Patrol helicopter was on standby. Men from the City Parks Department also helped in the search. Lee Stringer and Jamie Josie were familiar with the back roads near the landfill south of downtown. 3 Precinct 1 officers began walking through the area of Bond and Walker Swamp. About a mile and a half later, they found the students and led them to safety. The students were found on a river walk near the Cherokee Bricks property near the company's clay pit. The students were checked with EMS and driven back to their vehicles. And then, of course, they say, my officers did an excellent job. They were diligent. They worked cooperatively and among themselves and with other agencies to find the boaters and return them to safety without incident. We encourage everyone who uses the waterways for recreation to observe safety rules, including exiting the water before dusk. Even if you're familiar with a river, it's easy to become disoriented when it becomes dark. There you have it.
So
People lost on the river.
Yeah, especially when it gets dark at night. And that's one and done. 1 hour finished, 2 more to go. It's 9:02 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. We just finished. Hope you'll stay with us. We're getting ready for a break. It's 71 degrees outside in Macon, Georgia. 71 and sunny with a high of 91 and low of 70 degrees. You're watching The Morning Roast live from the Nut House. We'll be right back. Don't touch that remote or mouse.
Well, maybe they can hear you. I guess so. But you're back.
Okay, good.
I think we're back.
Yeah, we're back, sort of. Sorry for about the technical difficulties we had with the video.
Well, that's a big to-do, nothing.
Yes.
She made a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
$284,000?
$280,000.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
280,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It's a 240. Well, there.
Buy a Porsche.
Well, yeah, one Porsche, but you know, I mean, personally, I would just try to invest it, but you know, I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to get a Porsche. I mean, there's some nice Nissan Maximas and you know,
Well,
Toyota Corollas.
well,
that
she
can
could
do
buy
just
a big pink Cadillac. Stick to the whole idea there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Want to call me the N word? I'll act like one. I'll buy myself a big, gigantic Cadillac. I guess they don't
Yes, yes.
apply today. You know, that's an old stereotype in the old days.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, like yeah, Cadillac. Yeah, because
Yeah. Where is the money coming from? That's a good question.
you may be right. Yeah, insurance. Possibly there could be insurance. Settlement, maybe from legal fees or something like that.
Hi, please.
Some crazy
know,
stuff going on.
I don't know.
Well-
I don't even know what to say about that whole shit. I think it's stupid. I think it's frivolous lawsuit. This is exactly, once again, why we're all screwed up. These kinds of lawsuits cost a lot of money. They cost people a lot of money over shit that don't do nothing.
Oh yeah. You're right.
You know, whatever.
Even well, it's,
Was it slander?
well, basically there was an
Did
argument.
it cause her any harm? Did it make her lose her job?
Did it make her work a substandard job performance or something like that?
Whatever. That woman doesn't look like she was a pushover to begin with.
Yeah, you can't be a pushover if
Hate
you're
to have
working for
hers
law
in it,
enforcement
but-
anyway. So
Anyway, whatever.
it's 9 after 9. It's 9:09 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time in Macon, Georgia. It's 71 degrees and sunny in Macon. It's the high is going to be 91 and the low is going to be 70, which means I'm going to have to take off this sweater vest after this show is over. Only reason why I'm wearing it because I got this great big hole in my pocket on there and I'm trying to cover that up. So you know, hopefully
Put
we'll
some duct tape on it.
some duct tape. Then I have a great big piece of duct tape on my shirt. It's
Don't
a
have a hole.
yeah, you're true. It's an old shirt. I had it for practically a decade. It's a navy, it's a denim polo shirt.
Wow.
A denim polo shirt. I mean, who would have thought you could make a polo shirt out of denim? You know, I got over.
Derek in style.
Yeah, thank you. It's Thanks, Bean.
There we go. Anyway, you know,
I got over Big Dogs over at Tangent Alley back when it was still open. So I wish there was a way you can. Could you imagine you corner the market, bring that back? You know, a denim polo shirt. I think it's quite ingenious, but yeah.
Diaz says, nice sweater, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, thanks, Diaz. I usually get Tiger Woods, but you know, Mr. Rogers would do.
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A
I like
black
that.
version of Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. Oh, like Mr. Robinson, Eddie Murphy. That was
Mr. Barrett. Anyway. Yeah, you have to take care of your clothes if you want them to last.
Yeah, I guess 10 years, I guess I got my money's worth, right?
You know, it's funny, they sell clothes now, almost like throwaway stuff.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a dry cleaner, what a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
They have something called a radiated dye, which is to make white clothes. And by the way, folks, make sure you watch this when you go and buy anything white. It has to be 100% cotton if you want the colors to stay.
Mm-hmm.
If not, they have something called a radiated dye, which is a dye that's put on that garment to stick out when you go up to it, and it looks nice and bright and white and shiny. And as soon as you wash it, it goes away.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're left with is a garment that looks gray. And everybody's like, but this shirt used to be white. Yeah, because it had the irradiated dye, which was washed out with regular Tide and or any dry cleaning fluid. You wind up with a gray shirt. So
Wow. That is kind of messed up. When
It
you're
is.
trying to.
and well,
your
it's
clothes
messed up for the dry cleaning industry because all these people are getting sued.
Mm-hmm.
left and right over ruining their garment, when in fact the garment was already predestined to be ruined once you wore it once and you washed it. Just what happens now. Yeah, some of it you can't bleach it. The bleach doesn't work. It just bleaches out more of that protective coating on it.
Yeah.
What they call the sizing leaves as well, and you're left with a piece of crap.
Yeah.
And the reason why this is happening is that's how the garment industry makes money. They sell you something that you can wear a few times and then you throw it away. It's not like the old day.
Mm-hmm.
Where garments were made to last. That's not the way it is today. The average T-shirt, I mean, how long could you wear a T-shirt before it looks like shit?
Yeah. That is definitely a good question about that. Definitely a good question.
Anyway, Rudy, I love that song. I should play it. I love the thrift stores. Bring it home, wash it. It's new to me. Find some good deals. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Anyway, what else is in the news, Derek?
Oh yeah. I was trying to get some stories.
Well, I got some Jared, a little bit of sports here before we go into that.
Okay.
But Jared Sullinger was accused of an attack.
Oh.
He's with the
Boston Celtics.
Boston Celtics. Jared Sullinger stood stone-faced and wearing handcuffs in the dock of the Waltham District Court on Tuesday. As prosecutors said, the 6'9", that's tall, son of a bitch.
Yeah, very
260-pound power forward pinned his girlfriend to a bed and to the floor of their townhouse last weekend, and then snatched and smashed her cell phone, when she tried to call police. During this heated argument in the bedroom, Jared pushed her down onto the bed and got on top of her, Waltman said. In the confrontation, Sullivan's girlfriend said she tried it several times to get up, but he kept pinning her down and would not let her up. The 21-year-old who joined the Celtics last season, he's a 21-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
Go figure.
Young dude, yeah.
Joined the Celtics last season, pleaded not guilty to the charge of assault and battery, intimidation of a witness, destruction of personal property. He was released on $5,000 cash bail in order to contact his girlfriend only by telephone or with a third person present. Sullinger's girlfriend had accused him of infidelity before their fight on Saturday. In a statement released by the Celtics after he left the courthouse, Sullinger described his arrest as humbling and embarrassing. I know that this situation has brought some sorrow and embarrassment to my girlfriend, my family, the Boston Celtics, my teammates, my fans, he said. To all of you, I apologize from the bottom of my heart. And he added, my lawyers have advised me not to discuss the case at this time, but that I wanted to immediately publicly apologize to everyone affected by this situation. What do you think?
Yeah, it's looking really bad for him. Definitely.
Already,
definitely.
Another bad boy. Given too much too quickly. They don't know how to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
They go around getting these girlfriends. And then the girlfriend, with all that pressure that he's got, having to live up, 21 years old, not making an excuse at all, just trying to bring out some of the things that may be a factor in all this.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And so he decides to beat the hell out of her.
Yeah.
Just can't handle it.
Yeah.
Relationships aren't easy to handle.
I know.
You know, Derek, I tell you this all the time. Maybe sometimes we are better off being single.
Probably right.
Having
especially with that story that we talked about yesterday about some when we're buying like these pregnant positive pregnancy tests on Craigslist for $25. Obviously, some woman who probably had was pregnant and kept her urine, her pregnant pee, and That's true.
Yeah,
She was
that
breaking the
whole
paint
story
and poured
is
it on there,
ridiculous.
and then just basically buying. I guess just to I don't know why. Why would you have to play a joke like that? That's not a really funny joke. I mean, that will stress some people out, male or female, whoever it is. I mean, basically you thinking like, well, maybe you could scare a guy into like staying with her or something like to marry him, to force him to marry, or like, well, if you don't want the baby, give me $500, for an abortion, and then find out that she wasn't even pregnant at all. She just got that, poured some pregnant woman's pee on it, and just gonna give me some money, or have the kid.
I mean, it's ridiculous. That whole story is ridiculous. It sounds like an Onion story. It
wasn't
doesn't
an Onion
make
story, it was
any
on-
sense for a woman to go and pour pee on a pregnancy test and then go claim you made me pregnant. That is so asinine. It's ridiculous.
There are asinine people
Yeah.
in this world. I mean, you don't look. Albert Einstein says there are only two absolutes in this world: human stupidity and the universe. And I'm not quite sure about the universe. So that tells
Yeah,
you.
it could be a multiverse.
Okay.
That's a universe. Yeah, that's a new science right now. They're trying to find out whether there's more than one universe.
Mm-hmm.
Could be multiverses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since you
Anyway.
brought that up, Celtics, I'll just go ahead and do this quick thing. Go into sports.
Yeah, go
some
ahead.
other stuff about Kyle Busch. This actually is some. It's a NASCAR race that happened this weekend during the Labor Day weekend in Hampton, Georgia. Kyle Busch locked up his spot in the chase for the Sprint Cup Championship with his fourth victory of the year Sunday night at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Busch emerged with the lead after a rapid-fire series of caution flags near the end, and he held off hard-changing Joey Logano to win by 0.74 seconds, nearly less than 3/4 of a second. Wow. Martin Truex Jr. Racing with a broken right wrist took third place in the 1.5 Trioval, followed by Kurt Busch and Ryan Newman. The rest of the top 10 were Jeff Gordon, always making it on the top 5, top 10. Juan Pablo Montoya, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kevin Harvick, and Brian Vickers. Those guys always seem to be in the top 10 when it comes to these NASCAR races, huh? Let me tell you that. There's some stuff going on. Of course, I want to go ahead and tell you that since it's the new week, no more preseason games. This week on out, the games count for the NFL season. The NCAA football goes underway. Also, NFL starts this week. As a matter of fact, it starts tomorrow night, Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. tomorrow night. We have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Denver Broncos, which is an early game for the kickoff of the NFL season. That most likely going to be on ESPN. The rest of the games are going to be on Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. You have the Tennessee Titans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. You have the New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills. Also on Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m., the Atlanta Falcons versus the New Orleans Saints. I think it's going to be in Atlanta because it would say at New Orleans. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New York Jets or New Jersey Jets. Have a call coming up. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Carolina Panthers. Miami Dolphins versus the Cleveland Browns. Minnesota Vikings versus the Detroit Lions.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Oakland Raiders versus the Indianapolis Colts. And the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Chicago Bears. All of them on Sunday.
All right.
Who's this?
Anthony.
How
All
you
right,
doing?
Speak up, buddy. Speak up and speak out. Where the hell are you?
Mm-hmm.
Side Street.
Okay.
Park Mile Fit.
All right, I hear you walking around. Somebody saw you. You're walking around in your underwear again?
I'm holding my sign in front of my crotch area so I can point down at my crotch every time someone drives by.
Ew. Okay.
That's what this city needs. This city needs sexy. The city's not sexy.
Wow. Hey, do you still have that big black guy stalking you?
Do I have what?
You have one?
Do I have what?
The same black guy that you said that was stalking you when you were in your Spartan outfit.
Yeah, I got the whole shebang.
No, I mean, people looking at you, stalking you, or what?
Yeah, well, just Rick Knight and Jerry Pickford just drove off out of the parking lot, and they stopped and were laughing and smiling and waving at me.
Wow.
I just kept pointing my sign at them, and I was doing the hand gesture like, you know, get ready to write my name in. I was swiveling in the air with my hand as to say, write me in.
Wow. Wow.
I'll be out here till about 10:30 or so, and then I might go to another side of town.
All right, so what are you wearing? What, tell us what you're wearing. Give us a picture.
Very simple. 4 things. I'll put the picture on the site later. I got sandals on, a leather codpiece, a big red cape, and a Spartan helmet. That's it.
What, do you have Speedos on?
What?
Speedos. Speedos. Do you have Speedos on?
No, I got this leather Spartan bottom thing.
Oh.
But I thought you said, do I have my spear? Yeah, a Spartan always carries a spear.
Yeah, well, that's neither here or there.
Can't go anywhere without your spear.
Are you going to send us a picture?
You never know when you might need it.
I hope nobody says that you're not kind, Aunt. I mean, you gotta be careful.
Yeah, and just don't go near a school.
Yes.
Derek knows about using a spear. He had to get his syphilis shot, didn't you, before you did those porns?
You guy. You crazy guy.
Alright, well, I gotta see this.
Yeah, no, I'm out here for Forsyth and Hardeman eggs, the overpass over here, so.
By the way, Ellen Macon is asking if you're married.
Yeah, he's still married.
Did you guys talk about Elaine Lucas trying to stop the election?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it. Once again, more trouble from the Lucases.
What do you think about it?
I think it's ridiculous. They should just leave it alone. Let the election go through. This is just more stonewalling. And the irony behind
Took
all
the
this
words
shit...
right out of my mouth.
Yeah, the irony of all this is that these are the very people that did not want consolidated. Now they're all screwing and hooting and hollering about let it be fair, and they're all running, and
they're
all
just
this
basically
hypocrisy.
just putting speed bumps all along the pathway. You know.
They're just trying to create more mayhem and more political whatever. Who knows? Who knows?
I don't care either way because I got all the time in the world. I can do this damn thing another 3 months if I have to if it goes to the November 5th election. And also, I just like the idea of making all the other big bad boys with the money have to spend more money.
Yeah.
If this thing goes to November 5th, that just means Rickert and all of them and Bishop have to spend more money.
Yeah.
Y'all have to keep spending money then. That's fine by me because I don't have to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I don't care either way, really. But I think it's a circus, obviously.
Well, they're just doing whatever. And here's the irony behind all this. And this is not to say anything against fat people, overweight people. But why is it that all the people that are fighting are all overweight? They're all like these overweight politicians.
Right.
It looks like they're going to all these conferences and eating each other's food up.
Right.
And, that's it.
Well, see, mudslinging doesn't need. You don't have to. You don't have to bench press like 300 pounds to mudsling. I mean.
Yeah, well, mudslinging, they're eating the frickin' mud. I don't know what they're doing. They're all gaining weight. Every time I see these people, they look fatter.
Yeah.
At least you're walking around, half naked, but at least you got something to look at. These, I just saw Henry Gibson on television. He looks like a 400-pound Al Sharpton. Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Basically, what Al Sharpton used to look
There
like.
you go. Well, Al Sharpton looks like a bobblehead now.
Well,
Gigantic head.
Speaking of food and getting fat, is Al Tillman called?
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't called.
No.
I just messed it.
Yeah, you're right, Rudy. Rudy Force says they're running for the free buffets. Of course. Of course.
Right.
See what I mean? It's upgraded. See, they upgraded from seafood platter vibe to a seafood buffet vibe. All you can eat for $4.99.
They wouldn't need seafood. Seafood keeps your weight down. They like
the chef-
cow and chicken
Well, it
and
depends.
potatoes and cheese. And then,
Well-
of course, they throw in a couple
Well,
of
of
little
course.
pieces of
Well,
lettuce somewhere.
Well, not if you get that fried shrimp. If you get that fried shrimp platter, of
Well,
course you're gonna gain.
they don't spend money on fried shrimp, do they? Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, Anthony, speaking of shrimp, so you're walking around in your underwear, right?
It's called my leather. I don't know what you would call it. What's
What?
that a piece?
Well, it's going to be 92 degrees out there.
It's pretty damn hot, but it feels pretty good. How you doing?
Yeah, you can take off your cape.
Yeah, buddy. I keep missing you. I keep calling you and this. Hold on, Irvin. I got somebody talking to me right here. Hold on.
What are you saying?
He has somebody on the phone with. I guess someone's talking to him on the road.
Somebody's talking to him?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's keep going. What else do we got?
Well, as I was saying.
Oh, by the way, you were talking about, we talked about the Celtics guy.
And then we talked about the NFL season the NFL season starting tomorrow night, where they have where Baltimore Ravens is going to be playing tomorrow on ESPN, because since they have Monday Night Football, they're the only ones who have Monday night and Thursday night games. Everyone else is going to have all the NFL games on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as I
Well,
said,
speaking of NFL, by the way, they're going to be helping Obamacare with PR help. You heard about that?
oh no, I haven't heard.
Super Bowl champion Baltimore Ravens. They're going to be, according to the announcement by Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown, officials are running the state's Obamacare insurance exchange known as Maryland Health Connection. And the team is signed on to efforts to market the health law. Research showed that 71% of the uninsured population in Maryland have watched, attended, or listened to a Ravens game in the last 12 months. The announcement said the partnership will provide Maryland Health Connection with the opportunity to reach and engage fans while making sure they are aware of the new opportunity. Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
Hey, sorry about that. I had this guy selling ads for PGA come up to me and asked if I wanted to get on Fix in the Morning.
Talk about irony, huh?
Did you accept?
And I said, hell no, not for $100. They charge $100 for 15 minutes and $200 for 30 minutes.
Wow.
For all their political people. And I said, hell no, I'm not giving them my money. I said, I have a commercial made, and I might put the commercial on the air, but if I put it on the air, I'm not going to put it on their time slot. I'm going to put it on a completely different time slot.
Yeah, so you were stopped by a desperate salesman, like Rudy says?
It's this guy named Marion. I've met him before. He's one of the sales reps at WPGA. And I guess they saw me outside the building, and I guess Lowell Register sent him out here, and he came walking up to me with the paperwork right when I was on the phone with you guys. And he said, "You must be Anthony." And I said, "Yeah, how'd you figure that out?" And then he goes, "Hey, I got some open slots on Mix in the Morning right now, man. Where can we fit you in?" I said, "I'll go on there for free, but I'm not paying any money to go on there." I said, "What? It's like $100 for 15 minutes, right?" He goes, "Yeah, $100 for 15 minutes, $200 for 30 minutes." I said, "No, I don't want to get on Mix in the Morning. I'm not."
Wow. So those are the rates, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then he told me it's a lot more reasonable just to put a commercial on. It's only $25 to put a 30-second commercial on at any time on the station. And if it's a 60-second commercial, which mine is, the Spider-Man one is, that's $35. So I might do that, but I'm sure as hell not putting it on during the Mix in the Morning slot because I don't want any of the money to go to them.
All right. Well, by the way, somebody says, Rudy Four says, tell him to call when a Jehovah's Witness stops you.
Call and do what?
A Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, yes.
Ha ha ha. All right, so have a good time. Let us know if you are on Mix in the Morning. Maybe they'll put you on for free.
Hey, are we still getting those mayor candidates on that? Are we still getting those candidates on that debate forum thing you want to set up?
Well, I still have to discuss because as far as I know, that Lake Wildwood event is happening on the 10th, so I'm not going to compete against that. Then nobody will show. It'd be ridiculous.
Hold on, I'm getting my picture taken.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me get a photo opportunity with these guys from the medical center.
Well,
Crazy.
What's up,
we'll
guys?
see.
Good.
All right, so
All right. Good.
have a good time.
All right, bud. Y'all take
Stop in if you can. Coming in your suit.
What's that?
Stop in if you can. Coming in your suit.
All right, I might do that.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
He said, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Stop on by. Let people see you.
I might do that.
All right, I'll see you in a bit.
All right.
Sounds great. Awesome. All right, Anthony P. Harris is going to show.
Okay.
Let's see if he lives up to that.
Okay. Just want to get into, complete my stories that we have.
Yeah, go ahead.
Stories in sports. Basically, as I said, NFL has agreed to spend close to $800 million to diagnose and compensate potentially hundreds of retired players who may be suffering from dementia and other brain disorders they blame on concussions from their time in the league. The settlement, which still has to be approved by a federal judge, just come days before the first game of the 2013 season. Also, in other news, defending champion top seeder Serena Williams reached the third round of the U.S. Open with a 6-3, 6-0 victory over Galina Voskabeva of Kazakhstan. She has only lost 4 games in her 2 matches. She plays Yaroslava Shedova in the third round, which she just defeated, and I think she also she just won her match yesterday, and she's going into the semifinals later today. They may or may not show it on CBS. If not, they'll probably show it on USA Network, which is also, I guess, also shows U.S. Open tennis championships this week, or at least the remainder of them.
Okay.
Also, Mike Shanahan, the coach of the Washington Redskins, said he finally has confirmed that he has appeared that Robert Griffin III, or RG3, will be under center for the season opener against the Philadelphia Eagles. So his knees will be ready. He will be healthy enough to play against the Philadelphia Eagles this upcoming Sunday. And I guess we'll see what happens in the rest of the season. Will RG3 be able to last this season? And also in other news, we have some other stuff. The NFL helps football players in tornado-stricken Moore, Oklahoma. The Youth Football League in Moore, Oklahoma is getting help from the pros through the NFL Foundation, who have replaced more than 1,000 pieces of equipment lost in the May tornado earlier this year, including helmets and shoulder pads. Some former NFL players helped pass out the gear to the players of the Oklahoma Elite Football League. Chairman of the NFL Foundation, Charlotte Jones Anderson, explains why the foundation decided to participate and try to get involved with this tragedy. She says that when we saw the tragedy in Moore, we realized that we had an opportunity to do something very special down here, and that's protect the future of these young kids and give them something exciting to play for, said Ms. Anderson. The Oklahoma Elite Football League, I heard that, has more than 40 teams and 750 players ages 6 to 11. And I think you have one more story. I guess now we'll
Yeah, I
close
have
out-
a
close out
swagger
sports.
story coming out. This is LeBron James's mother.
Oh, okay.
Didn't she have a problem with LeBron or some shit?
Yeah. Well, actually, LeBron had a problem with her. It's like, Mama, stop sleeping with my players, my teammates. That's what it was.
Well,
she was
guess
sleeping
what?
with her teammates.
She's now sleeping with a rapper called, ready? Da Real Lambo. Da Real Lambo.
The real?
Da D-A Real R-E-A-L Lambo L-A-M-B-O. The Real Lambo. He's 31 years old. She's 44. Of course, it's a cougar relationship.
Yeah.
And
cougar.
the guy has got all these tattoos on, all this bling. Look at that. Look at all this bling.
Ugh.
And there's some lovey-dovey pictures of her and him. And then there's a picture of LeBron James. Would you believe that's that guy,
Dwayne Wade, yeah.
Dwayne Wade? He's from where?
He's from Miami Heat. It's his teammate.
Yeah. And LeBron. Coming out of the ocean.
beach, yeah.
Yeah, the beach. All of them playing beach party bingo or whatever. Beach
Well, yeah. Well,
blanket
they
bingo.
got a whole lot of stuff to do because basketball season doesn't start till November. So.
All right, so he's banging LeBron's wife, mother rather.
Yeah, mother.
Yeah, and the woman he affectionately refers to as wifey. He calls her
Yeah.
wifey.
Mm-hmm.
Wifey. It's better than shorty.
Yeah.
That was the other terminology that the homeboys use. It's
Yeah, that's
either
that slang
baby
stuff.
mama, my baby mama,
Baby mama.
wifey,
Baby mama, wifey.
shorty,
Shorty, yeah.
bitch,
Wifey.
my
see,
hoe.
To
What
all
are
our
the other
people who don't know the
terminology?
hip hop lingo, wifey, that's kind of like a slang for, kind of like a wife, but not exactly, but has great potential to be.
Yeah.
Just want to be,
There's
just want to.
nothing signed on paper.
Yeah. They haven't walked down that aisle. Haven't walked down that aisle. Uninstall and profile.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I know it is ridiculous, man.
Wifey. Wifey.
Well,
Wifey.
LeBron, and I didn't know-
Wifey.
and I
She's
didn't
the one who
realize-
wipes him after he's done.
And I didn't realize that I was the same age as LeBron's mom. It's like, sheesh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wife-like.
Yeah,
It's
wife
not an
like.
actual wife. It's wife-like.
Wife like, or wife light.
Yeah.
L-I-T. Like what? Almost there, but not quite there.
Yeah.
Almost a wife, but not, yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
They get the benefit of banging the same person every day.
Yeah, friends with benefits.
But, you
Yeah.
know, you have to leave the house.
Yeah, you don't get to co-sign for stuff, I
You know,
guess.
all that bling.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that's right. Dennis Rodman is back in North Korea. Thank you too much.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell is going on with that?
I have no idea. I mean,
And he
why don't you
says-
just go ahead and say he's a diplomat or something? It just, just cut to the chase.
He's doing better than Obama with
He's
him.
doing better than Jesse Jackson. I mean, come on.
Forget about Jesse. He wasn't even on the. You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
He was not a speaker at all at the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. He was nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere. Because his son just went to jail. So what's he going to do? Stand up there and say, yeah, my poor son, who's bipolar. You became bipolar, Jesse Jackson Jr., because you knew you did some shit with stealing money and all that. And then you got caught, so you got depressed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't call that bipolar. I just call that, what?
Kleptomania? No, it's-
Yeah, thieves' remorse.
yeah, these remorse, yeah. Like, I'm sorry for today.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry for today because my son, Jesse Jr., couldn't make it today.
Don't forget, he's got
Buying
that limp
paraphernalia of MJ.
eye. Yeah.
It's a sad day. The skies are gray. So what the hey?
Yeah.
Bye-bye today.
You know,
speaking
Jesse
of-
Jackson screwed up when he did that, when he when he committed adultery or something, along with Bill Cosby and all those bozos that used to be like these so-called gods of the black community.
Oh yeah,
and then
yeah.
they showed their two stripes.
I remember that. Yeah, and then he had that love child. You know, that was kind of sad.
Being oversexed.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. I didn't mean to make your mama cry. I apologize a trillion times.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, all those
speaking
guys,
of this, and we'll finish up with sports. Says Dennis Rodman. This is from Hong Kong, from the New York Times. Dennis Rodman, former NBA star, returned yesterday to North Korea, where he said he planned to see my friend, his words, Kim Jong-un, the dictator whose country until recently was threatening to annihilate the United States with nuclear weapons. Mr. Rodman said in Beijing that he was planning a 5-day visit to the North, but played down speculation that he would try to secure the release of Kenneth Bae, a Korean-American Christian missionary who has been jailed there since late last year after being detained on North Korean soil.
Yeah.
He says, I'm not going to North Korea to discuss freeing Kenneth Bae. He says, I'm just going there on another basketball diplomacy tour. And Mr. Kim is known to be a fervent basketball fan, and the two watched the game together during Mr. Rodman's previous visit. So there you have it.
There you have it. There it goes. Off to North Korea, go to Kim Jong-un, and say, hey, homeboy, let go of that guy. He ain't going to let him go.
Mm-hmm.
And if he does, I'm telling you, what a coup that would be.
That would be a serious coup. Yeah, you look at, I got tickets for the Bulls. Yes? Yeah.
Well, actually, this guy Bay was American. He was Korean born, but he was American educated. I don't know.
Yeah, American educated. His parents probably moved to America.
Speaks English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kim Jong-un is really stuck on the Chicago Bulls. And if Dennis Rodman can use that, more power to him.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's true.
I mean, he's doing a better job diplomatically than the rest of these stupid asses.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you got the clout, go ahead and use it. I mean, I remember 30 years ago, Jesse Jackson got that black pilot from Syria and stuff, and Reagan and all these other people didn't want Jesse Jackson over there. So you know he basically talked to Assad and all the Arab leaders. Look, if you want to really piss them off, piss Reagan off and all these other people, send him with me. I'll pay for the plane ticket. Me and him, we go home, lovey-dovey, the whole thing. They will be pissed as hell. You'll be considered diplomatic. I'll be considered a hero. Everybody wins. You know.
Yeah, well, Rodman has no diplomatic knowledge. Mr. Mike says no one really cares.
Well, who does?
The press does, obviously. It's an anomaly. It's kind of like a sideshow.
Yeah,
Rodman is one of the dumbest people I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we fix the bridges?
Ignorance is bliss. Yeah. If ignorance is bliss, then the media must be in a state of nirvana.
Well, right now, actually, Mr. Mike, we do care about North Korea now that the president and John Kerry. By the way, John Kerry, let me just say this. The man has got a way of putting things to words, but thank God he wasn't president. He's just annoying.
Mm-hmm.
The way he talks. Like, if I could get annoyed the way he talks, you know that's bad.
Well, that's the thing.
With my annoying voice.
Well,
and he annoys the annoying voice.
Well, Kerry's not that astute as far as speaking, and plus, even though he may be slightly more scholarly as Bush is, he's kind of indecisive. So that's why in the debate he could have ate Bush up back in 2004. I mean, yeah, he was more articulate, but the thing is, if you had to choose between an intelligent but indecisive scholar, but an ignorant but confident jackass, the confident jackass is gonna win.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he may be idiot, but at least he's secure in his idiocy. I mean, that's the thing.
Oh, thank you, Yell Bat, Avram. He says, your voice isn't annoying. It's kind of Gilbert Gottfried-y, but it's fun to listen to. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I guess.
Who said your voice was annoying?
I guess that's all. That's all with sports, you know.
All right, that's
Just
it
to
for
talk about
sports. There we go.
About
Hallelujah.
Robin and LeBron, yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Crazy
And now, of course, this war that we want to put up, we want to go in and bomb, and it's a show, I guess, Syria, that we mean business when we say no weapons of mass destruction shit.
Mm-hmm.
But you got Putin saying we need more proof on chemical weapons. You got the whole Congress. All of a sudden, they can all meet together. They won't meet together to try to pass a budget. They won't meet together to try to do anything for the American people. But when it comes to war, boy, they all show up.
Mm-hmm.
They're all there. They all cut their vacation short and show up and go to the White House and have cheese and crackers with the president. But meanwhile, every other thing that we need them to do, these Republicans and even the Democrats, they're a no-show. They seem to not be cooperative. I don't get it. I don't get it. Right away, everybody's like, cutting their meeting short and flying to Washington and showing up and being at meetings and all that, all about this war shit. But meanwhile, on everything else, they're completely ineffective.
Yeah.
It goes to show you. It goes to show you, folks, where their priorities are.
Yes.
Where our government's priority is. It's all about war. It's all about making a point. It's all about bombing people.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about causing more mayhem in that frickin' Middle East. It's like a cesspool of animals running around, hooting and hollering and dancing in the streets with their frickin' burqas and their towel heads or whatever you call those people. Ridiculous.
Yes.
I don't understand it all.
You sure are PC.
Thank God I'm not
Irving.
Truman. If I was Truman, I'd be bombing those places. Hell with it.
Goodness.
Don't hit anybody. Just cause a big crater somewhere. They can all fall in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. Hell, Congress hasn't made a decision in 5 years, but yet they ran like a bunch of cheap whores right to Washington to try to talk about this bombing. Oh, we need to do the right thing. Why don't you do the right thing by the American people, folks? There are a lot of people without jobs, for God's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you have a summit about getting frickin' jobs to the people? Let's build these bridges back. They're all falling apart. These roads.
Yeah.
Jobs.
And I'm quite sure they pay a lot more than fast food. I tell you that. That's for sure. Because I'm still reeling over what one of my Facebook friends said, that the CEOs were had a raise from $7 million to $21 million. I mean, I'm like, you're able to get 7 to 21 million, from 7 figures to 8 figures.
Yeah.
And yet still can't afford to pay not even at least $10 an hour. Not 15, but at least $10 an hour for your workers in these restaurants, fast food restaurants. Something's not adding up. Speaking of stuff not adding up.
Yeah.
Going to school, that is. There's a suspect that tries to kidnap a DeKalb middle school student. This is from Clarkston, Georgia. From 11 Alive WXIA TV. A sixth grader at Freedom Middle School in DeKalb County, near Atlanta, was nearly kidnapped while waiting for a school bus yesterday morning. The attempted kidnapping happened just before 8 a.m. at the bus stop at Nilson Drive and Nilson Court in Clarkston. DeKalb County school spokesman Quentin Hudson said that the suspect drove up to the bus stop, jumped out of his car, and grabbed the student by the arm. The child managed to get away and yell for help. Hudson said she was the only student at the bus stop. The suspect is described as a white man driving a gold Nissan. Anyone with information in this case is asked to call 911.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody's talking about banning and all this.
Banning?
Nah,
Oh, jeez.
banning from their channels and this and that. Whatever.
Like, come on.
Anyway,
what's the
so well, we talked about LeBron James's mother's new boyfriend, Mr. What was it? Something.
ban? The real,
The real Lambo.
yeah, the real Lambo.
The real Lambo.
Whatever that is.
We talked about the Jared Sullinger beating up on his girlfriend and
And also, yeah,
smashing a phone.
and we also
We talked about the Baltimore Ravens are now going to be pushing Obamacare through their stadium and their games and all that shit. I guess that's going to happen.
And yeah, we also said some stuff that Mike Shanahan is said that okay that RG3 Robert Griffin III will be playing in their NFL season opener against the Philadelphia Eagles, and that's going to be something. And
we talked about the North Carolina church that doesn't want black people greeting people at the door. We also talked about the hearing that's scheduled here in Macon Bid for the candidates that are fighting against the idea of another election.
Oh yes,
I guess they want to just be sworn in.
something like
Screw the election. Just swear me in.
that. Oh yeah,
Also, we talked about the 4 Mercer students who got lost in the swamp.
yeah.
We also talked about the Macon abandoned homes now having an approval for people to go in and clean them up themselves.
Yeah. Matter of fact, okay, you had that one.
And finally, we're now talking about this chemical warfare that is going on, where America focuses in on that more than it does its own people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of people, you wondered about that church in North Carolina. It seems like there's another batch of ignorance going on in North Carolina as well, somewhere in China Grove, where this mystery diner pays for families' dinner, leaves encouraging them. Well, I guess I take it back. It's probably not ignorant, but a lot of, well, it's just unexpected stuff, I should say. Unexpected stuff that you hear about in North Carolina. It says that a family in Rowan County got an expected inspiring note when they were out to dinner this past Friday. A photo of the note has gone viral. It says that Ashley England went to dinner at the Stag and Doe. That's the name of the company. Stag and Doe Pizza Restaurant in China Grove, North Carolina, with her family on Friday evening, including her 8-year-old son Riley. The family was sitting at the table when Riley, who has special needs, began to act a little rowdy, quote unquote. He threw the phone and started screaming, she recalled. The past few weeks have been very hard and trying for us, especially with public outings. Riley was getting loud and hitting the table, and I know it was aggravating to some people. And just when England was ready to leave, a waitress appeared. And the waitress said, I'll try to do this without crying, but another customer has paid for your bill tonight and wanted me to give you this note. And basically the note read, God only gives special children to special people. And Riley is nonverbal and has been through 3 major brain surgeries for a severe form of epilepsy. The seizures started when he was 18 months old, robbing him of his speech. His mom said he has more than 100 seizures a day. And Riley's frustration with being not able to speak often led to outbursts, England says, causes many to cruelly judge her son. She says, until a person has walked in the shoes we have walked in, they have no right to say one thing. And then they said that what should they focus on instead, remembering the one thing that she longs to hear from Riley. And she said they take just a simple I love you from your child for granted. And because you have never heard that from your son, said WBTV's Brigida Mack, and she said never, choking up, never. And basically that letter that she got from the person who paid for their meal kind of made her cry. And she says to have someone to do that small act towards us shows that people absolutely understand that what we're going through and how hard it is to face the public sometimes. She said they made me cry and blessed me more than they know. I felt like out of all the rude, negative comments that we're faced with, these outweighs them. The people who care. And she says she wants to say thank you to the person that paid for their meal, and send those encouraging words.
All right, so what was this guy doing? He was in the restaurant, like yelling and screaming?
Basically, he was making outbursts and stuff and beating on the the restaurant table her son,
Yeah.
who's 8 years old. And I guess she couldn't, I guess he was causing a scene. They were getting all these crazy looks. And then a waitress basically gave her this note that somebody who didn't give their identity wanted to pay for their dinner, which they did.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So
he had, like, what, Tourette's or something?
Well, he had severe form of epilepsy, and since he was 18 months old, and it basically said he gets like 100 seizures a day.
Wow. Terrible.
And because he was getting so many seizures, he's unable to talk.
Unlike this child who basically has mental, neurological, whatever illness,
Mm-hmm.
You have people that go out and act even worse than that.
Yeah.
And they're adults. And some of them are what I call your average drunk driver. Well, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina and Georgia state troopers
Right.
are now warning any driver that's going to this game,
Any college football fans?
any college football, and the Georgia Bulldogs are set to play in Clemson University Tigers on Saturday in South Carolina. And the state troopers from Georgia and South Carolina warning college football fans not to drive drunk.
Yeah.
The University Bulldogs are set to play, like I said, on Saturday.
Yeah, that's the kind of old story because that was last week because the Georgia lost to.
That was last week's story.
Yeah, Georgia lost to Clemson, by the way.
They did?
35-38.
81,500 fans were expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had Mercer.
I wish those Clemson players were drunk. We'd at least be undefeated.
So that means
Still.
Mercer game too,
Yeah.
and they're undefeated in 72 years.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
Well,
Pretty freaking good, yeah. That's a
they
good
said
start.
officers in the two states are teaming up for public service announcement and it will air during the game. Of course, that already happened. But believe me, this is going to be the status quo. And by the way, Georgia officers previously teamed up with officers of Florida before the game in Jacksonville in 2011.
Wow.
So
I
I
guess-
saw that story, by the
Yeah.
way.
We got that crazy. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock right now, believe it or not. 2 down and 1 more hour to go.
Wow.
And the morning roast is 73 degrees outside of Macon, Georgia, 73 and sunny. And when we be back, we're going to have one crazy wing dang doodle of a story about some gangster kangaroo trying to fight somebody. Trying to fight some
dog.
yeah, some dog, yeah. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Stick around.
That was the video.
Dang, that is just cold blooded, man. Cold blooded, man. And we're back.
Kangaroo looks like an alien.
Yeah, don't
cute.
worry about it, Axel. Don't worry about it. He's not coming for you. He's not coming for you.
Yeah.
Basically, there was a story in in Australia about this kangaroo choking this dog owner's dog in this little pond.
Tried to drown him.
Try to drown him. I said, I don't know what that dog said to that kangaroo that made him want to start. I said the dingoes ate your bloody baby. The dingoes ate your baby, bitch. Anyway.
Yeah, I dogged that.
What was that, Herb? Was that an accent?
Yeah, well, I know there was a little bit more to that video, Rush,
Yeah.
but Ed cut it off.
He got cut off.
He got cut off.
He got cut off.
He got cut off, yeah.
And when I got it, I didn't realize it until I just played it.
Yeah, but it was just
Anyway.
kind of bad. It's just bad, man. You got a kangaroo choking, trying to drown a dog in a pond.
Well, yeah, there was a kangaroo on a show one time that almost knocked out the host. I remember that.
Oh yeah, one of them boxing kangaroos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Almost literally knocked out the host of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But don't play with those animals. You don't know them. First of all, they're from Australia.
Yeah. You know it's from a penal
you
colony.
don't
Yeah,
know,
it used to be a penal
you
colony.
know
So
what
you
you're
know,
playing with.
you got some gangster, some criminal-minded animals over there. You don't know. I mean, shoot, these.
Well, I
mean,
mean,
the
whatever.
Shoot,
But what I'm saying,
the kangaroo probably had a
you
Mike
don't mess
Tyson.
around with
yeah.
an animal that you don't know much about. I mean, all you know about the kangaroo is like the teddy bear,
Yeah.
like a little stuffed animal. But do you really know what these animals are capable of doing?
Yeah.
You don't mess around with that.
I know, man. What if? Yeah, I think the dog must have hit, and somehow that kangaroo had a dog on Mike Tyson flashback.
Stop messing with me. Stop I said the dingoes ate your baby. Said the dingoes ate your baby. Get off of me. Get off of me.
I don't get why people take on like they did the crocodile. They just found like a 776-pound crocodile that they caught.
Alligator, yeah.
Alligator, rather.
Oh, hey, go ahead and play that, man. This is
Yeah,
true.
I think we got a video on that. Why do people get involved and leave the freaking animals alone? Like, we haven't
People are
taken
just
over their
curious, man.
land.
Was caught near
We've taken
what the
over
Big
everything.
Black
Check
River
this out.
empties into the Mississippi River in Claiborne
Bring it
County,
on in.
September the 1st. Ironically, this one broke a record set just an hour and a half earlier by Beth Trammell of Madison in the Yazoo Diversion Canal. The record gator is 2 inches shy of the record set in 2008 of 13 feet 6 1/2 inches on the Pascagoula River. Ricky Flint, Alligator Program Coordinator for the Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, was asked about why gators are getting so big.
They're very long-lived animals. We know they can live 50, 60 years in captivity, so who knows how long they can live in the wild. I expect one to break 14 feet one day.
The gator is shown here at B&L Meat Processing in Vicksburg. We talked with Dustin Bachman, a UPS driver from Vicksburg, who now holds the alligator weight record.
He broke all the lines we could get in him. Finally got a snare on him and pulled him up high enough and got a shot on him. Yeah, all in all, probably took us probably about 4.5 hours to actually catch him from the first time we saw him.
Terrible. Why don't you just leave that animal in the frickin' water where it belongs? I don't understand. The fact that it's eating people or babies, that's not their problem. We're the ones that are going to them.
Yeah, you keep your babies away from the doggone swamp. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Ridiculous.
They wouldn't be. You wouldn't have no 500, 600, 700-pound alligators and stuff.
Well, that's sad. I hate to see that. All they're doing is, once again, human beings murdering animals left and right. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They do it with
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Rudy. That's a lot of alligator skin boots, belts. Shoot.
Ridiculous. I mean, that was, how old was that gator, do you think?
Well, they say they can live up to 50, 60 years in captivity.
Yeah.
So.
It's terrible. Yeah, and they show them off like they're so proud. What are you proud of murdering a freaking animal?
Yeah. Well,
This is what I don't understand about hunters. What I don't understand, and I don't want to hear the shit that they eat it or whatever. Go to McDonald's. Go and eat something else. They eat all
there
the
was-
shit.
Burgers.
Ew. I don't know.
Hoop burgers.
Yeah.
Man, you sure killing the man's appetite. Why don't you just feed me those
Terrible.
worms that King Richard III ate in his food?
How about a sandwich with maggots on it?
Yeah.
Remember that story?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't
Yeah,
understand
speaking of
why they kill
babies-
these animals and then say they're gonna eat it when they don't.
Yeah. You know what's so funny when you talking about alligators and babies? I think there was supposedly a time back during the antebellum period that people used, slave babies to hunt as bait for alligator hunters back in the South at one time.
Yeah.
This
Wow.
is crazy.
Well, it's true, Jesse. We do eat up penned up beef and poultry, You know, I don't know what to say about that, but, you know, I'm sure that human beings can live on a vegetarian diet, although it's not very enticing to many people. But go kill an alligator is like, you know, eating a dog to me. It's like eating...
yeah, a 500-pound
like,
dog.
Why? 700-pound dog. 750 pounds.
Yeah, I dare you to make him fetch. I dare you, Irv. I dare.
Yeah, all I'm saying is I don't know why they make a sport out of killing animals. It's ridiculous. And they're going to now use the excuse, well, we have to get rid of them because, you know, they're a danger to humans. Well, humans, you're all over the swamp. They don't go and live in a condo. Although here, you never know. I mean, they found them in yards here. You remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
actually found
few
2
alligators.
this
two
past
or three,
summer,
I think,
yeah, this past summer.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
Hunting moose, yeah, deer and all that, whatever. People like to wrap up a big head of a moose or whatever on their mantelpiece. That's kind of like, why don't you just have like shrunken human heads?
Yeah.
And
I'm quite sure Bullwinkle prefers that than seeing some of his relatives on someone's fireplace.
Yeah, I don't get it.
That guy looks familiar. That looks like my cousin Charlie over there on that mantelpiece. What about you, Rock?
Yeah, I'm a big Ted Nugent fan. Yeah, right. That scumbag. Go back to writing your lousy song. What was that? He was another one-hit wonder. What
Cat
did he
Scratch Fever. Cat
Yeah,
Scratch
Cat Scratch
Fever.
Fever,
Meow.
It's a big hit. One-hit wonder. Ted Nugent. Stupid ass. Anyway, so...
I guess he's guilty as charged. Speaking of being guilty, an ex-Secret Service agent was found guilty in a South Carolina plot. Going back to the Carolinas.
All right, here we go.
In Walhalla, South Carolina. A former Secret Service agent has been sentenced to 5 years in prison for plotting to kidnap a retired South Carolina judge. A judge handed down the sentence yesterday after Naconee County found the 55-year-old James Barty guilty of solicitation to commit a felony. Barty was also sentenced to 5 years of probation. Barty was arrested during a May 2012 hearing while he was running for a Coney County sheriff. The authorities said he was worried a hearing would reveal that he didn't have the qualifications to be sheriff and paid an informant to kidnap a former judge who was going to testify against him. The kidnapping never happened. Barty's lawyer said local authorities and state police were conspiring to knock him out of the race. Bartley spent more than 2 decades in the U.S. Secret Service. His lawyer says he will appeal his conviction.
There you have it.
Wow, boy, trying to run for sheriff and then find out he may or may not be qualified. Now you're trying to in a kidnapping coup. Like, my goodness.
Well, it threw his plans down the toilet. No?
Yeah, certainly did.
South Carolina trying to kidnap a judge.
Yep.
You know, judges have been in the news a lot lately, haven't they?
A whole lot.
Yeah, that judge who, that young lady that killed herself, he said she looked old and she was in control. It wasn't a bad rape.
Yeah.
And of course, we have our infamous judge, Slim Jim, who got away with being drunk twice.
Yep. And then we had some footage of Judge Joe Brown drunk
as a skunk.
with some lady friends.
Yeah. Judges. I know there's only one judge, and it will happen on a special day, and it just so happens that is today's Our Daily Bread. We'll jump right to that. Our Daily Bread for September 4, 2013, a special day, written by Dave Brent. What's special about September 4th? That's today. Perhaps it's your birthday or an anniversary. That would make it real special. Or maybe you could celebrate the historic events of this day. For instance, In 1781, the city of Los Angeles, California was founded. Today. Or in 1993, Jim Abbott, a pitcher for the New York Yankees, didn't let anyone get a hit off his pitches, and he was born without a right hand. Or, if you're a TV fan, in 1951, the first live U.S. coast-to-coast television broadcast was aired from San Francisco. But what if none of these events and facts seem to make your September 4th special? Try these ideas instead. Today, God gives you the opportunity to praise Him. Psalm 118, verse 24 says, "This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice, and be glad in it." Today, God provides for you and wants your trust. Give us this day our daily bread. Luke chapter 11, verse 3. God wants to speak to you through His Word. The believers at Berea. Search the Scriptures daily, Acts 17, verse 11. And today, God desires to renew your inner person. The inward man is being renewed day by day. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16. God is your guide. September 4th, today and every day can be special. This is the day the Lord hath made. He calls the hours His own. Let heaven rejoice, let earth be glad, and praise surround the throne. Written by Watts. Each new day gives us a new reason to praise the Lord. And your Bible read for today, in Psalms 118, verse 24, it says, "This is the day the Lord has made." All right, well, speaking of what God has made and the Lord has made, here is the infamous madman of Macon. Anthony B. Harris.
Anthony Leonidas for mayor, yes.
This is Macon. What's up, guys?
Stay on camera.
No, it's more like this is
Grab that chair. Grab that chair.
You do the voice, I'll do the lips.
All right.
Okay.
Ready? Go.
All right, here we go.
Go.
This is Macon!
Wait, we're not on camera yet.
Spartans!
We're not on camera.
Okay.
You gotta beat the man.
All right, here we go, folks.
Ready?
Once my beautiful picture of my Pope outfit goes, we
Okay.
got Anthony Harris, one of the Roman soldiers.
Spartan soldiers.
Spartan.
This is
And I carry Trojans.
okay. This is madness.
Here we go. There he is.
This is Macon!
Here we go.
Yes! Let me get my promotion real quick.
Yeah, get your poster up. Here we go.
Yes.
Wait, then I'll
Look
join
at that.
the family.
Look at that. Oh, Lord. Yeah, there we go. Right.
Look at that. I didn't have to pay $100 or $200 to be on this show.
Yeah, there you go.
I like that.
You don't have to pay shit. Why don't you show them your crotch?
Show
Let
my
people
crotch?
see your underwear.
Want to show my crotch?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just put
Wait,
it
that's
there.
right. It's over.
All right, ready, folks? Check this out.
It's over 18 years old.
This is why he's got all these perverts running after.
They don't see me. I got a sign in front of it.
Yeah.
Ready?
There you go. Go ahead, Anthony.
Magic Mike. Ah!
Yeah.
It froze up. Oh, that
Shit
shit
is slow.
It froze up right there.
It froze up. Ah, my Lord.
Yes.
My
Lord has
sweet
nothing to do
Lord.
with this.
Oh, Lord.
Grab a chair.
Thank
Sit
goodness.
next to you. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, come on over
Oh,
here.
wait, this
Sit
chair is
down.
broken. I would have fallen.
Oh, wait a minute. No, grab
Get
the
that-
big
get that-
king chair.
get that
That's
wood
for
chair, yeah.
the anarchist right there.
That's for the sport.
Yes.
Oh, Spartans. Whatever.
That or for an old lady.
Here we go.
What the hell you got below you, Derek? What is that, like a bug sprayer?
Who knows?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Anyway, Anthony
It's an ant
shall be
killer.
on camera.
Ant killer.
It's Ant Killer.
It's Ant Killer.
Hey, Kenny. Who's
Yeah, well.
Ant Spree?
There we go. Come on, sit
All right,
down.
guys.
Well, you know what's so
Ed,
funny?
you want to probably adjust that camera?
And I show up on birthdays.
Yes,
All right.
because we said it was a special day, right?
It was a special. It is a special day,
All
but
right,
Yeah. Who would have thought on these particular birthdays, celebrity birthdays? Guess what's number one right here? Beyonce. Beyonce Knowles.
Put a ring on it.
Yeah, put a ring on it. Yes, former member of the R&B girl.
By the way, Mr. Mike says God will not be mocked.
Yes.
Who says that? Mr. Mike?
Mr. Mike.
That must be my brother. I don't know
Okay.
his name.
Yeah. Well, as you know,
Coffee
Beyonce
guy.
Knowles, or Mrs. Carter, because she's married to Jay-Z. She is a former member of the R&B group duo, a girl group Destiny's Child. Won 17 Grammy Awards by the 15th year of her career. She's turns 32 years old today. Happy birthday, Beyonce. Phil Lewis, hotel manager, Mr. Moby on the Disney Channel show, The
Here
Sweet
he
Life
goes
of
again.
Zack and
We
Cody.
have no clue who these people are. Once
He's
he leaves
45
Beyonce, we
years
don't know
old.
them.
Phil Lewis is 45. Jason David Frank, he played the original Green Ranger from the Mighty Mortar Power Rangers.
That thing's making your eyes go cross.
Jason David Frank, he turns 40 years old. The original Green Ranger, Tommy Oliver, from the Power Rangers. Those who used to watch it during the 90s, that guy.
I never watched it.
Mike Piazza, baseball catcher with the LA Dodgers and New York Mets. He turns 45 years old. Dr. Drew Pinsky, Dr. Drew, radio love line counselor on drugs and sexuality issues. He turns 55.
Yeah.
Influential African-American author of Black Boy and Native Son, Richard Wright, was born on this day in 1908. He died in 1960. Richard Wright, as I said, he was a famous author. Mitzi Gaynor, dancer, singer, and actress in South Pacific, 1958. She turns 82 years old.
I didn't know she was still alive.
Yeah, I know. Wes Bentley played the artistic Ricky Fitz in the 1999 Oscar-winning film American Beauty. And also he's in the Hunger Games as well. He turns 35. Paul Harvey. Good day. And he's known for the comment of the story. He was born on this day in 1918 and died 4 years ago in 2009. He would have been 95 years old today. Dick York, the original Darren from
Darren,
Bewitched.
he was the best Darren.
Oh,
he
yes.
was not the
Dick
other
Sargent.
one. Dick Sargent
Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah,
But they looked alike.
yeah, they did look alike, kind
I
of.
think that was the whole reason they cast them.
Yeah,
The second
'cause
one
they
was
looked
'cause
alike.
Well, they kind of.
They had two Darrens.
Yeah.
One, but guess what? But one of them was named Dick York and one named Dick Sargent. So put them together, Sergeant York.
Whoa.
Yeah,
And
they,
they
were,
both
they were
acted
both dicks.
Yeah, they were, because Darren was a dick, though. Who couldn't, you know.
If I remember right, one of them died of AIDS.
Right, Dick Sargent was gay.
Yeah,
Yes.
one of them died of AIDS.
Yeah,
And
Dick
one of them
York
died from
was
smoking
from,
cigarettes.
from emphysema.
Smoke.
But he lived
cigarettes.
pretty old.
Yeah, he actually outlived Dick Sargent.
Yeah,
Imagine
Dick-
that.
I didn't like Dick Sargent.
Yeah. And he liked, you know. But anyway, move
I like
right
Dr.
along.
Bombay.
You got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, Tom Watson, professional golfer, 6-time PGA Player of the Year. He turned 64 years old today. Rishi Kapoor, Bollywood actor who earned the 2011 Filmfare Award for Best Actor in Dunduni Char. He's 61 years old. Let's see.
I know
Jeff.
who none of these people are.
You know what? By the way, we're gonna have this on video, Anthony. So everything that you say can and will be.
Hey, I love it.
Hank,
I love it. What do
yeah.
I need to say?
Hank Baskett.
Anything.
Hank Baskett, former wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts, who had a costly turnover on an onside kick in Super Bowl 44 against the Saints, which cost them the Super Bowl.
I remember that.
Matter of fact, he's also married to Kendra Wilkinson, the blonde playmate from The Girls Next Door. He turns 31 years old.
I mean, let me stop there. Doesn't that suck? I mean, the guy has a birthday, and all they can write under his name is that he's the one who had the costly turnover.
Yeah, he messed up that turnover.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks for scarring my life, is what he's
Happy
saying.
birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don Frazier, an 8-time Olympic medalist in swimming, and first of 3 swimmers in Olympic history to win 3 individual gold medals for the same event at 3 consecutive Olympic Games. She turns 76 years old. Woo! John William DiMaggio, the voice of Bender from Futurama, created by The Simpsons creator Matt Groening. turns 45 years old today.
Yeah, and a couple more.
Okay.
Famous ones, for God's
Famous.
sake.
Okay, Candy Alexander, who played Dr. Alex Woods on CSI
the hell is
Miami.
that?
She used to play the coroner on CSI Miami.
Urban says famous ones, and he pulls out Candy Alexander.
She's
I wondered who the hell that is.
she turns 56 years old. She turns 56.
He knows him very well. He watches.
Yeah,
all
because
that
I watch
shit.
CSI Miami.
Yeah.
Ione Sky,
Watch
River's
any of
Edge actress and daughter of folk singer Donovan. She turns 43
This
years
is
old.
not to be mean to these people, but I will be. This is a horrible day for birthdays because it's a bunch of unknowns.
Like all these unknown
Well,
people.
with the exception of Beyonce.
Yeah, except for Beyonce. That's about
Shit.
it. I mean, that's about all I've heard of. Well, and of course, the baseball player I heard of.
Oh yeah, Mike Piazza.
Yeah, Piazza. I know.
Whatever.
And Olympic gold medalist and winner of 80s men's doubles titles, Daniel Nestor. He turns 41 today.
Hello, Mr. Shitter. Okay, what do we got? We got a bunch of unknowns. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. The only one on that list that makes any sense and that rings a bell is Beyonce. After that,
Oh, okay.
Dick York.
Yeah, Dick York.
Dick
yeah.
York.
Forgot about
Dick York.
The original
Beyonce.
Darren.
Dick York and
Yeah.
Mike Piazza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You know who drove past me standing out there holding a sign?
Mm-hmm.
Terrell Sandifer.
Oh, really?
Oh no!
He drives past me on his Mini, waves at me.
He waved at you?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a mix of people. I had people wave. I had some people stop and take pictures. I had people take pictures while they drove by on their phone cameras. And then I even had like a couple of guys drive by and holler shit at me like they were mad.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't understand this one black guy, but he was obviously an Ellis supporter. All I could get out of him was he was driving by and he went, "What you doing? You just treating it like a joke." That's all I could make out from what he said.
Who?
Some guy, he drove by and he screamed this out of his car out at me.
He's just mad that you got a better body.
Well,
than
I mean,
him.
it was like, all I could make out was the part that says,
Well,
"You're
that's
treating
pretty
this
much
like a
that's
joke."
pretty much every other candidate.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's my point. I'm going for the sexy vote. I'm going for people that say, we need a mayor that at least half the world, or
Yeah.
quarter of the world will think's attractive.
Yeah, just like Justin
You know what I mean?
Timberlake.
Because
Anthony Harris, he's bringing sexy
That's right.
back.
I mean,
Yeah.
because you have, if you have a good representative for the city,
Yeah.
look-wise, and then it makes the city look attractive. I mean, come
Well,
on.
one thing-
Robert
one
Ricker
thing-
looks like a damn duck. I
Well,
mean, come
let
on.
me just say
You
this.
know,
It'll
that
be
guy
the
doesn't
first
have the
time in
looks
the
to be
history
mayor.
of Macon
Right.
that people
Right, I mean-
that get to see you in this fashion
Well, not
can
all.
go home and masturbate over
Yes.
their possible mayor.
They can pull out the
Yeah.
spear.
How many people could say
They
that?
can pull the spear out.
Yeah, they masturbated over me.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't vote for me.
The
but
most
they went
masturbatable-
home and masturbated.
That's going to be my slogan. The most masturbatable mayor.
Yeah.
Vote for.
The words of Irving,
Too bad Ariel
Martinez
Castro
are his
killed
and his
himself.
alone and does not reflect Derek Paradise Finder,
Yeah.
the Von TV, or the World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Disclaimer. Anyway.
Rudy Ford said Derek beat me to it.
Yeah.
No, they're beating to Anthony. That's
Yes.
what they're doing. They're beating Anthony.
What's Vorbelbite said? Vorbelbite says Anthony's going for the credit. That too, Vorbelbite.
Oh,
I've
man.
said it before. I'm going for the gay man vote, the crazy
Yeah,
vote,
You got the
disenfranchised
Yes,
vote,
Yes.
and the serial masturbator.
and the real young,
Yeah.
the real young
What he
males
said.
who are old enough to vote, but have yet to mature, and they have a really sick sense of humor.
And those who
And
are
they'll go, let's just vote this guy because
And
he looks
obviously-
crazy, he acts crazy. It'll be funny as hell to vote him
and
in.
obviously
That's what I'm going for.
those who were a fan of the movie 300.
That too. But you guys don't even know what I'm gonna have planned in the next week or two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ask some more.
I can
You have
only
an idea,
imagine
just
what
don't
you're
say
going to
it.
look like in that
Okay.
office.
Don't say Derek. But,
Okay.
but it's
Okay.
something you're very familiar with.
Okay.
Sometime this week or next week before voting, I'm gonna put on another outfit.
Okay.
All right,
You
Well-
might know what I'm talking about.
Okay. There's
Because
a
you
lot of
experienced that outfit before, but don't say it.
Okay. There was a lot of crazy stuff that's been going on. I mean, I don't know if you've seen that video of like this crazy kangaroo that tried to drown this guy's dog in this pond and stuff in Australia. It was
No,
just
I didn't.
whoo boy.
I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, but there was
big news.
But I heard about the lady that put masking tape around her grandkids' hands and left her in the car. You hear about that?
Yeah, we covered that one.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Hello? Speaking.
Well, what do you know? It's 10:30 right now.
Yes.
Keep on with
It's
the show.
10 it's
while
10
it's on TV.
It's 10:30 right now in
while
Macon.
everyone's on the phone.
And was another pizza guy?
No.
You got an appointment?
No, that was my laundromat.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Okay.
the laundromat said.
Let me see.
Laundry again?
I wish it was Pizza Hut.
Yeah, it's 79 degrees outside of Macon, Georgia.
I'm
79 and
Order some
sunny
pizza, Ed.
with a high of 90 and a low of 70. I do have a online.
You're treating today, Derek? Order some pizza.
Give me a credit card number. I'll type it in.
I can't help you. I don't have it on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a wallet.
What's in your wallet?
See, he getting the
What's in your wallet?
Capital One voters. You know,
Yes.
those who carry Capital One credit cards, he's getting their vote too.
But the thing about it, everybody on this chat board's not even in Macon, so they don't vote for me anyway. So this is pointless.
Well,
I'll
some
take that
people
back.
are
There's
from
three
Macon,
people.
I
Three
think.
people.
I think we got some locals.
Yeah, speaking of some locals, there's going to be some acts that's going to be coming up, coming soon here in Macon. Chris Tucker, he's going to be going to do a stand-up at the Macon City Auditorium next month, October 11th. And also in December, we have Greg Allman from the Allman Brothers Band. He's going to be coming to Macon on Friday, December 27th at the Grand Opera House. Doors are going to be open at 7 p.m. Tickets will go on sale actually September 13th and range between from $49.50 all the way to $74.50.
That's too much.
Yeah, it's kind of. But you can purchase the tickets at www.tickets.com when they're available.
Yeah.
So those who are able to afford, and those who are coming by to Macon, I'm going to send the link to them if you want to check out Greg Allman in December. Come on, check him out.
By the way, can we vote by proxy? Too much ass. I don't know. It's a good question. Vorpalbite says, I don't need an ID to vote. Is it possible I could vote for Anthony? Maybe.
Let's go back to Mystic Shitter. He says, I don't know, Anthony, but politics equals let's fuck up everything for everyone but us.
Well said, Mystic Shitter.
And Vorpalbite's right. Politics is a joke.
Right out of the...
and so is Anthony Mayfield.
Right out of the horse.
Sometimes I am too. But really, actually, seriously, I am seriously running. I mean, the thing about it is I said it from the beginning, I'm doing an unprecedented style of running.
Well, did you hear Henry Gibson?
Yeah.
They deal with that again?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're on court Friday.
I know. And I might go over there and check it out.
I'd like to
So-
see that guy in that outfit.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, God.
No,
what he
you
looks
wouldn't,
like.
man.
Oh.
If he was in his
Man.
outfit, he would look like the hunchback
Are you for
from the
real?
300. Who was the hunchback? I forgot his name.
If the other team-
yeah, that would be Henry Gibson. But did you see what I put did you see when I shared yesterday the thing about the new food truck that the guys from Dovetail and the Rookery are going to have?
Yeah.
Did you see what I put on that? I shared it and then I put, watch out for Henry Gibson. He might call the Department of Justice and try to get your food truck shut down.
Oh, cause
You know, because he's always got the food truck.
Yeah,
out there on
and
weekends.
I noticed that. I noticed that that they will be competing against Henry Gibson's French fry truck, whatever that truck.
Oh, really?
So,
Vote for me.
Jeez.
Who said that? Vorpalbite 3? Somebody? Yeah, 3. He said, I can vote for Anthony. Anthony?
Yeah, well, he is. He says, I'll read it correctly. I was
Ooh.
not asking to vote for Anthony. I was making a declarative statement.
Yes.
I
thank you very
can
much.
vote for Anthony. Can you?
Do it. Just write in my name.
Vorpalbite?
Vorpalbite 3.
Vorpalbite is on like Vorpalbite 3 now.
Yes.
Vorpalbite. So,
He's
how
going to
many
have as
names
many
he have?
sequels as Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Talk about being
Vorpalbite
obvious with his aliases. Vorpalbite 1, 2, 3, Vorpalbite 4, 5, 6.
Sound like Schoolhouse Rock right there.
You know, guys, maybe you need to pull something like Meth in the Morning is doing.
Like what?
Try to charge $100 for 15 minutes to be on this damn show. I couldn't believe that when they said they charge $100 to be on their show for 15 minutes.
Yeah, and all they
And
got
then-
is local television.
And then $200 for 30 minutes for any of the political entries
Yeah.
into this race.
Wow, that's
And you know, the thing about it, I'm counting it up, and I haven't seen that show a lot, but it's times I've flipped past it. I'm trying to think now who all I've seen on there recently. They're making some money. I've seen Jack Ellis on there recently a couple of times. I've seen Charlie Bishop's on there. I've seen Chor Chav, that guy running for one of these district commissioners.
Mm-hmm.
Who else was on there?
all these
The
people.
black guy, Harold Young.
Yeah.
He was on there.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is that this is a show that actually we got video. I don't think we've ever played it on some of their antics that they go on, and it would make you livid.
Antics.
Yeah, antics.
Yeah, all the antics.
Mm-hmm.
You put that on YouTube, didn't it?
Yeah, I put it on YouTube.
Give them the link to watch.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna download a link to this miserable piece of crap show, just to show you people what exactly we are up against. And Vorpabite will probably like it, knowing how he comes up with some of this nasty shit that he likes to come up with. So I'm sure that Vorpabite would agree with some of the stuff that's being said on that show.
You guys are nasty.
But as soon as I get it up, I'm gonna show you guys what the hell I'm talking about.
He said as soon as I
Derek,
get it
what
up.
else?
He
What
said
else
as
is in the
soon
news,
as I
Derek?
get it up. He said as soon as I get it up.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Keep your spear to yourself.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, there they are.
Well, we sound like Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let me try to find this shit, and I'll put it on Ed's link, and we'll go from there.
But after the show, I'm going to go hit another side of town. I think I'm going to stand for an hour. Since I got this outfit on, I might as well take advantage of it. I'm going to probably go do an hour over there at the Riverside Pierce community.
Oh, sounds good.
Hey, I got to get the word out. I mean, you know, I guarantee people think what I'm doing is crazy, but I guarantee I pull some votes simply from the fact that I dressed like this. I bet I do.
It worked for
I do.
for Lester Maddox riding all through town backwards on a bicycle.
Yeah.
So,
So you think it's going to work for Kuzno coming in on a horse?
No, Kuzno is. I don't know.
Kuzno's what? Tell us. Come on, Urban.
I don't know. I mean, right now, Kuzno, right now, they never liked him to begin with in this town.
Yes.
This is his third run.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that he does get some votes, but...
Do you think he stops running after this time, or does he go again next time?
That's a good question.
You think Kuzno's that guy that I've always learned, try and try
The
again?
perennial runner.
Yes.
mm-hmm.
You can expect him to run just about every time.
Not me. I'm running this one time, and that is it. So if you want me in the office, you better do it right now, because I'm not running. Okay?
We're not running
if
after
you
this.
want this guy, and if I win, that's it. One time. That's it.
One and done.
Because you know what's going to happen, Irvin and Derek? Remember how we were talking about how, because of new consolidated government, everybody is only going to be allowed one term, correct?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But you know,
On this initial run,
but
yeah.
you know what's going to happen? They're gonna pull an Ellis. They're going to skip a year, and then they're going to come back and run again, right? Because there's no rule that says you can't do that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So what you're going to have is, if Elaine Lucas, for example, wins this time, which I think she will, because she has a lot of followers, we know she can only be in office one more term. She can't
Correct.
run again. But what she'll do, I bet, is she'll skip the next term and then come back and rerun the next term. So
Yeah.
that's what they're all going to keep doing, because what are they, guys? They're career politicians. They don't
Yes.
know any different.
Yeah, they love doing what they do. There it is, Ed. It's on your link.
Everybody say,
I'm
put it
making
back on,
karaoke.
Anthony. Put it back
Now-
on.
I was going to,
Yeah.
put it on the link on the chat so they can watch it.
I thought we were gonna play
I
it.
can't play their broadcast. That's illegal. I can't
Oh.
rebroadcast Mix in the morning.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I,
we can't do it.
I wouldn't anyway. You're basically giving them publicity.
All right.
Yeah, you're giving them more
That's
publicity.
illegal.
Yeah.
All right.
But, you know, stuff's been going on. I don't know if you heard about this. Well, you know, twerking has made it on the Oxford English Dictionary
There it is,
now.
folks. Check it out.
I did hear about that.
Yes, it's
I did
crazy.
hear that on the news that twerking is now in the dictionary.
Yes, is a type of dancing where a person, usually of a female persuasion, shakes her hips in an up and down circular bouncing motion, causes the dancer to shake, wobble, and jiggle. According to the Oxford Dictionary Online, the twerk is to dance to popular music in a sexually provocative manner involving thrusting hip movements in a low squatting stance.
It says it's from uncertain origin, plus a contraction of footwork or a portmanteau of twist and jerk. That's where you get twerk from.
Twist and jerk. Twerk.
Yes.
Awesome.
Matter of fact, there was a video. I don't know if Ed still has it. It was during the Labor Day weekend of this family having this cookout party, and I don't know if were you able to play it.
What were you talking about?
Minnie Mouse.
Oh yeah, I sent you that one.
Oh, did
Yeah,
you?
I sent the Minnie Mouse one.
It
Okay.
seems like we're not getting anything on.
But
today,
it, yeah,
so just
but
keep
anyway, the
going.
thing is that this family had some clowns or whatever, and they decided to have someone to dance at their
She
party.
didn't do a very good job of it.
Yeah, it wasn't that good of a job. Basically, you had Minnie Mouse
She
twerking.
doesn't deserve the airtime.
Yeah.
So somebody was dressed as Minnie Mouse, basically.
Twerking.
Twerking.
Yes,
Yeah.
twerking.
It's ridiculous.
Really ridiculous.
Are
Very
there any
ridiculous.
Spartans on YouTube twerking?
No, not that I know of. No.
By the way, he says, I hear the theme of 500 in my head, except that the movie was 300.
Right.
You're
Yes.
about 200 points off there.
If you gave them 200 more, they probably would have won.
Yeah.
Probably
But
so.
then again, you
Shaka.
can see that song, I would walk 500 miles.
Make a parody.
Mhm.
I would dress like 300 Spartans.
Yeah.
Ole! 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 Ole!
Anyway,
Ole! I would dress 300
From free Greek to free Greek.
Anyway,
Great
it is
ones.
obnoxious. You're absolutely right, Sonny said. It's not only obnoxious, it's racial, it's racist. It shows their true colors. It shows what they're about. And yet these scumbags here, these politicians, pay them $100 or $200 to show up on their miserable racist ranting show. And by the way, I think they got the message for me putting out that video, because just the other morning I was
Checking it out.
checking them out.
Yeah.
And there was this guy who was obviously a drunken fool calling in the morning,
Right.
and they were being very patient with him. Do you know why?
What was he saying? The drunken fool.
Do you know why they were being patient with that guy?
Why?
Why?
Because they had Jack Ellis on.
Ah.
They didn't want to show Jack Ellis and a bunch of racist scumbags they are.
Ah.
Because Jack Ellis will be all over that,
Ah.
you know.
Ah.
So, goes to show you what hypocrites they are.
Yes.
That makes you the morning crew. Duck,
Now,
dickhead,
you know, if
and
I was a
Rick
woman,
Knight.
if I was a woman sitting here in this outfit, you guys' viewership would be off the
Yeah.
charts.
Off the chart. Well, yeah, we'd probably be banned
No,
too. But
not,
it'd
if,
be
not if she had like little stickers on her nipples. That would be legal. If her nipples were covered, like the Janet Jackson kind of
Yeah.
muscles.
yeah.
Then y'all could get away with it.
Wow.
And you'd have like 300.
Can you stick your tongue out like the Miley Cyrus?
Guy, why don't you do that? Stick your tongue out.
Oh my goodness.
Stick your tongue out of the other politician.
There's my big finger.
Speaking of which, speaking of big fingers,
Oh,
there
no,
was.
It's
I
my
had to go up to her head and go
It's
like
my
this.
foam finger.
You know what? They actually
John,
had.
knock that tongue
on-
Oh, they
out.
couldn't see my tongue when I was doing it.
Oh yeah, you know on Headline News yesterday they had the guy who invented the foam finger, and he was saying how he was kind of disappointed.
Yeah, he was pissed. It's like
Yeah.
he wants to sue or something.
Yeah, because she desecrated a foam finger.
Yeah. Well, it was his creation. He doesn't want his foam finger going in those spots.
Yeah, you don't want to be pimping like that.
Yeah, sure. Check your IM.
Yeah, I will, Sonny said. There's nothing there, Sonny. Where did you send it?
I don't think the IM's working.
It's
Just
not
Sonny
there.
said, that's a new
Try it
person.
again.
Do you know who that is?
Try it
It's
again.
not
I'm
somebody we
looking
know
right
that
at
changed
my
their name?
IM. There's nothing there.
It's not somebody you know that changed their name?
Anyway, let me see. Read it. We're on a roll today. Eat IM YouTube guy.
Actually, speaking of, they're talking about what was Wake Up Racist or something like that. Oh goodness.
I want to address something. He was talking about somebody that might change their name out there. I realized something with Blog TV and Vaughn Live is that people If they get banned, they come back with another name.
Right.
The way they act and chat is like a fingerprint.
Yeah, it is.
You can tell exactly who
Because
they
they
are.
still
by
write
way
the
they
same
talk
way, they
and
talk the
way they
same
act.
way, they spell the same way if they misspell to begin with.
They give stupid comments the same way.
Like their DNA.
Yes.
Yes, the DNA.
That's why if you're going to do that, you really have to change your whole mentality, the way you
Yeah,
think. and speak.
smell my finger. You know that, right? You could smell them
yeah.
by
Mile away.
their fingers as they type.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
up with Zimmerman? I see you have some Zimmerman.
Yeah, there's some stuff going on. It says this is from Forum Some Black Men Vent through Mediaite.com. It says an unrepentant George Zimmerman sat down with Sean Hannity earlier this past week and asked African Americans to apologize to him, even though he never apologized for shooting Trayvon Martin. It says with attorney by his side, George Zimmerman offered as an apology to Trayvon Martin's parents. He says, I would tell them that again. I'm sorry. My wife and I don't have any children. I have nephews that I love more than life, more than myself. I know that when they were born, it was a different, unique bond and love that I have with them, and I love my children even though they aren't born yet. And I'm sorry that they had to bury their child. Zimmerman took zero responsibility for being the reason why those parents had to bury their child. But the real kicker came when Zimmerman accused African Americans of rushing to judgment and asking everyone who he claims rushed to judgment to apologize to him. Zimmerman says, I can't guess what their motives are. I would just ask for an apology. Yeah, I would just ask for an apology. I mean, if I did something that was wrong, I would apologize. Really? Really, George? Really?
There goes the Derek sound in face.
The infamous Derek dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
The pedo Castro's there.
Yeah.
He hung himself.
Speaking of something sort of that ties in but doesn't, somebody else that drove by today, honked and waved at me, was Cheryl Davis
Yeah.
this morning.
Oh, really?
She drove by and honked at me.
That's cool.
Smiled, yeah. Cheryl, Sammy Davis's. Did you see her post? She's moving. Did
Yeah,
you see her post this morning?
well, I haven't looked at it yet, but
She basically said she's packing up the house and it's really hard because she's going through Sammy's stuff. And
she's leaving.
Well, I remember, I think a few months ago she said she was thinking of moving to Warner Robins.
Right. And is she doing it?
Cheryl Davis.
Okay.
Yeah, today she posted this morning she was packing things up. And it was really hard for her because she was going through Sammy's stuff.
Everybody's going to Warner Robins.
Everybody's getting the hell out of here, and I don't blame them. That's why they need to get me in as mayor to save this damn city. This city is falling to the pot.
Yeah.
And not the good pot.
Yeah.
The bad.
Now,
The bad-
look, now you're speaking
tidy
like a
boy.
nice Spartan. Yeah, you got to speak with the
Oh, hey,
Spartan
did you hear
anger.
that Obama is auctioning off marijuana?
That's a joke.
To fund-
I saw that. Did you see that?
Was that
It
on?
was on
to fund the Syrian war.
Yeah, they said he was auctioning off weed to fund the Syrian war.
Get them all high while they bomb.
What do you guys think of that? Let's talk about that. I never heard your
Yeah,
opinion.
well,
What do you think of the
I,
Syrian war situation?
Once again, this is my opinion on
Yes.
it. All these scumbags show up for this shit, but they don't show up to pass a budget.
Right.
They don't show up to try to come up with some jobs program. People need jobs in this country. They don't show up for anything else that's related to helping the average American citizen, but they'll show up to bomb somebody. It goes to show you the hypocrisy.
Here's another story.
So are you both mad that you voted for Obama?
No.
Because do you agree with him in this situation?
No, I'm just mad that they're all in the same boat.
So you believe like a lot of people believe that we need to stay out of other people's backyard, right? Is that what you believe?
Yeah, I mean,
in particular. And
You know,
this,
the only
this
reason why we're
particular.
there, the only reason why we're there, the shit's been going on in all those other countries on the
Right.
other side. The oil.
The oil.
Of
Yeah.
course,
All about
no.
the oil.
Nothing like the comic Eddie Griffin said. Nothing makes this country move but cash money, but oil and money. That's why we're not in North Korea. You know why? Because they don't have no resources there. They have no oil, no uranium. But I guarantee you this: I bet you we'd be there if there was some mad scientist that was able to squeeze some freaking gold or oil or diamonds out of a freaking Hyundai or a Blu-ray or plasma TV. I bet our butts would be over in North Korea. I guarantee you.
So
that.
why aren't they going after President Barack Obama on the oil thing like they did with Bush? You know, if Bush was still in office and it was the oil, everybody'd be
Because
like,
his
"Oh,
family's
Bush
in
is
the
the
oil-
oil guy."
Because
Oh, my
his
God.
family is in the oil
I
business.
know.
Obama's
business.
family
But
is
what's
not.
but what's any different
got
now?
a-
Because
every reason.
Obama okays this action towards Syria because of the oil, right? He is okaying this action. He's
Yeah,
not
that-
going. No, we're not going to get.
First of all, Syria doesn't really have oil.
No, but you know what we're talking
Syria
about.
is
It's
around the
connected. It's
corner
connected
from
to
oil.
right?
And what they're concerned about is that Syria, unlike Iraq, has friendships with Iran and Russia and all that other shit.
Yes.
And it may start another proxy. I mean, they're already in
Another
war
Cold
with us.
War. Yeah.
Russia and all those people. It's all
Because Russia's
proxy
siding
war.
with Syria,
Right.
and then America's siding against Syria.
The only-
Siding for the rebels.
The only concern that I have, really, honestly, before you get there, Derek, is there's over 100,000 people already been killed. But now, for 1,000 people, we go in and try to bomb them. But meanwhile, 100,000 people have already been killed. Why weren't we doing something then? So I just don't.
Yeah,
get
that's a good reason. But I think but the thing that I'm worried about is that we're basically repeating history, and people who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And it seems like we're repeating it right now. Because remember what happened? Remember what happened during the 80s, like almost 30 years ago. United States boycotted the Olympics because Soviet Union was fighting in Afghanistan,
Right.
and then during the 80s, during the Reagan years, we funded some guns and arms, guns and money to the Mujahideen, the rebels who were fighting,
Which
in
later
against-
became
the Taliban and Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
Now, how do we know that if United States, gives arms to the rebels, that they're not going to do the same thing and flip over on the United States?
Of course they are. I guarantee they are.
Wow.
Yeah. And how do we know that the rebels had anything to do with the killings themselves instead of the actual Syrian government? No one hasn't said anything about that.
Yeah, and by the way, that's a great point, Rudy. Like we losing sight of that. This has a lot to do with Israel too.
Right.
You got to remember, if Syria, like he says, our concern is with Syria becoming a terrorist regime like it wasn't already,
And they'll go after
more terroristic, and using chemical weapons on Israel, and that is the big problem. All right, let's see what Yale backs, since he wrote all this shit. Might as well read it. I think it's going to Congress for authorization for military action is kind of a cynical move by Obama to see if Congress would agree to anything he has, because there's nothing the hawks of Congress like McCain and Lindsey Graham love more than a good war. But the current Congress couldn't agree with Obama that fire is hot and water is wet. So I think this is Obama's way of backing out of it without losing.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Because it seems like, at least during this first term, like it was almost as if the administration, or at least Congress, was just was butting heads with him, trying to, basically sabotaging his authority, or at least his say, in government, which almost. I mean, I know people are going to say you're pulling the race card, but look, the bottom line is they don't want, a non-white person in the White House, which I think, even if he is half, the thing is he's just black enough to
Who's
piss
they?
him off.
Who do you mean they don't want him in there?
The people who are always fighting tooth and nail against him in Congress.
Right.
And
Well, I tell you the truth, I don't think it's just because of his color. I think it's more his party. I think a lot of times people just
I think it's just
disagree.
it may be
It's
a
the
bonus.
party.
It just-
I think with them, it's
the racial
just
part is just a bonus thing.
because you got to remember when Clinton was in there, the Republicans didn't like Clinton either.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they
because
hate
he was
this
a
guy.
Democrat.
They can't stand this guy.
Yeah.
They can't stand the idea that a black man is a president.
Yeah, but all I got to
And
do is
it
get past
adds
it
in
because he's
their
only got like
cry,
2 years
it's
left
just
and he can't rerun anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, and they could throw another one out there. So
If you notice, okay, even
Let
the
pass.
idea of the tagline that they had on Clinton, that he's the first black president. No wonder they hated that son of a bitch.
Yeah, 'cause
Anything that you say mention black people in
Yeah.
Congress with all those white sons of bitches up there. Those old farty old men that half of them like
Colonel Sanders.
well, remember Thurman,
Strom Thurman.
Strom Thurman.
yeah, he was
They blew
was a
that
devout-
guy every
he was a
freaking
devout
day. At
racist
100
anyway.
years old, they
Yeah.
were blowing
That guy
him.
was a racist anyway.
And he
And he
had
was the
side,
biggest
side
fucking
black women on
racist
the
there.
side, you
Yeah,
know.
he was the
Trent
stereotypical
Lott, all those
hypocritical racist.
scumbags.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No
Trent
doubt.
Lott, remember him?
Oh yeah.
And who else? All they were all racist.
But there's racist Democrats too.
Of course.
There's a lot.
Yeah, you got the Lucases up there too. I know.
And the sad part is it even goes both ways. I mean, like earlier in the show, Irving talked about the story about how this like preacher in North Carolina wanted white greeters at her church to greet the people over there so they can get more people to come at her church and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
You know, basically, like I said, just basically treat a church like a Walmart. You know,
Yeah,
just come
yeah.
on. Because the black people, the black greeters, are just going to scare them away. Like,
Come back now, you hear?
yeah.
Whatever. Let me see. Mr. Shitter, he's been saying a lot of good stuff today. So let's see what else he has to say. The system has some big flaws. Jazz with greedy. Love things will never change, but get much worse. Man will not stop people. Well, what the hell?
Says things will never change but get much worse. Man will not stop. People will not care as long as they can live their way of life. We are a doomed humanity, Jay is just saying. Yeah. You need to put some punctuations up in there, so just
Right.
in case. So you know what we're saying.
Whatever.
So call a comma, Mystic Shitter.
You know, at least a semicolon somewhere.
Somewhere.
If they just added
Bring
twerk
it.
to the Oxford Dictionary, I'm sure comma's been in there for a few centuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Vocal. Now,
Blurred lines.
Yelp at Abraham
You know you're
saying,
wrong with
Vocal, you don't have to like the man, but clearly you have no idea what a socialist or a Muslim is. Yeah, I agree. For one thing, Muslims don't attend Christian churches. That's right. Remember that. Stop spreading this rumor that Obama's a Muslim. I don't even think Obama's anything. I think Obama's an atheist.
look at me doing the blurred line thing.
Whatever.
Yes.
My big phone.
I almost forgot about the doggone word origins.
You got
Before
word
we get
origin.
it-
You
yes.
got who said it first.
Yes.
You got
Yes.
this day in history. What other things y'all do now?
Yeah.
Y'all do
Oh, yeah.
this day in history. You don't do this day in history yet, do you?
Yeah, well, we did that kind of
We
today.
did kind of day,
Okay.
yeah. It says our word origins from John Ato. Our word for the day, or phrase for the day, I guess, would be "my better half." It says in the odes of the Roman poet Horace of 23 BC. That's around your neck of the woods. Yes, his reference to a better half meant the idiom of the time, a good friend of either gender, anime didium mea. First odes, number 3:8. In this case, his friend Virgil, writer of the Aeneid. When the term went to English, the passage of time affected the change in reference so that the other half gradually became meant to mean a spouse of either gender. It first surfaces with this meaning during the Elizabethan age, when Sir Philip Sidney's The Countess of Pembroke, Arcadia, was published in 1590. The fair Parthenia reports of her dying husband, the knight Argalus. It seemed a little cheerful blood came up to his cheeks, like a burning coal almost dead. If some breath a little revive it, and forcing up the best he could, his feeble voice, my dear, my better half, said he, I find that I must now leave thee. And there you have the better half. And who said this first?
Who said it first?
Drive!
Who said it?
It had
Yes.
to be said after the car was invented.
I guess so.
No, it
So-
could have been some caveman saying, "I'm gonna drive this into you,
Yeah.
woman."
Sound like Hulk Hogan.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna drive you,
spear.
brother. Yeah. As far as is
I
known,
think Benjamin Orr from the Cars said it first. Who's gonna drive you home tonight?
yes.
Anyway, go ahead.
As far as it's known, drive is an exclusively Germanic word. It and its relatives are German Treben, Dutch driven, Swedish driva, Danish drive, drive, and Gothic Driban point to a prehistoric Germanic ancestor, Driban, D-R-I-B-A-N. Its base also produced English drift and drove, the central modern sense of drive. Drive a car comes from the earlier notion of driving a horse, ox, etc. by pushing it, whipping it, etc. from behind, forcing it onwards. But in most other modern European languages, the verb for driving a vehicle denotes basically leading or guiding, with the French conduire, for example, or German lenken, not the luxury car from Lincoln Motor Company.
Yeah.
And that's who said it first.
And that is our show. It is 11 o'clock.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks
We're
for
done.
having me, guys.
My God, how do we do this?
If you're doing early voting here in Macon, Georgia, and the county, go out and write in Anthony
To be
Harris
the man!
or A.N.
You gotta be the man!
This Saturday, we're having Saturday voting, September 7th. I think
That's right.
Big Irvin wants to go.
Yeah, we're going to be voting eventually.
Also
on
this Saturday at noon at the Pleasant Grove Church on Maynard Street, Missionary Baptist. They're having the mayoral candidates there.
Thank you,
For
Yale Bat Avram. I'm glad that you had.
Come see us Saturday, September 7th.
Want to thank all our viewers and mods and chatters. My Nuts Itch Hydrophonic, Ellen Macon Plastic Canvas, Smell My Finger Good Time Radio, Pastretta 4x3, Yal Beta Avrahim, Snow Sparks Kettle Corn Rush 2929 Zappa 1, Master Meatballs Nikal 3000 Lighthouse Too Much Scorpio Pio Jay Close to You Planet X Mystic Shitter Asher 34 Sunny Said Eno Masturbator and Jess 131955.
And let's not forget Rudy Ford. Thanks for muting Vorpalbite.
And this photo guy who was here earlier.
And Anthony Harris. Somebody said it was too much.
Yes.
Use sunblock.
Use sunblock. And yes, and on behalf of Irv, Ed, and Deandre, this is DB saying we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for making this a great Hump Camel Day. And see you tomorrow for Thursday. And remember, can you smell what the roast is brewing? We'll see you tomorrow. This is Sparta!